Cassette sound by
What's the boogeyman?
Welcome back to the Moonjuice Metal Horror Podcast where we live and breathe heavy metal and horror, but are not afraid to shit on both of them. I'm Matt.
I'm Mike. Okay, so here we are again. I mean, for us, it's Thursday, but probably by the time this video is uploaded, it's another Monday for the viewers.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Yeah, happy Monday, shitty Monday. We all hate it. Probably you guys just as much as we do.
Okay. It depends on where they are, right? Can we talk about the weather here in Germany real quick, man?
Yeah, well, it's Germany.
Dude, what the it sunshined like crazy today. Then it started hailing. Then it started snowing. The snow started sticking. And 15 minutes later, it was 15 degrees again. What the
Dude, that's
What
Germany.
the is that, Mike? That's not normal no matter where you are. This shit is stupid and it drives me crazy.
Dude, I mean, I don't know, dude. You've been here long enough. This should not, shit like that shouldn't surprise you.
I just forget how bad it is, man. I don't know. Like, because you're just dying for spring because it's so fucking cold around here for the longest time. And then you're like,
yeah,
finally, okay, it's officially spring. And then you get like warm enough weather to be outside in shorts, and you're like planting plants if you want to plant plants, sitting outside drinking a beer, and the next day it's snowing.
Yeah.
I don't like it. My Alabama blood does not like it. So this time we are doing a movie that is a James Gunn film.
Yes. It's a typical James Gunn film. Absolutely. Through and through.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those things. James Gunn is the kind of a guy, you either love his movies or hate them. You know, that's what I noticed about a lot of people.
I don't know how you could hate him.
Huh?
I don't know how you could hate him.
Yeah, well, it's just like this. Well, how should I say? I like his humor. So do you. I also like his movies.
Yeah.
Things he's involved in. But it's kind of like, you know, he has a specific type of slapstick that is not not for everybody. You know?
Yeah.
He has the typical, I would say, stupid, idiotic slapstick.
Yeah.
The kind of humor you see like in shit like Rick and Morty,
Evil Dead
Family
2.
Guy. What?
Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2, exactly. It's just like that isn't for everybody. You know, that's why I just think there are a lot of people that just complain about his movies. And obviously there are a lot of grifters that complain about his movies because of his political views that, by the way, aren't problematic in any way. But it's just there is a certain group of people on the internet that hate everything that's attached to his name.
I just don't get it. What do you not like? Do you not like fun? Is that it? Do you not like fun?
Huh?
Are you allergic to fun?
It's the extreme group of people that just really want to hate everything and have no other things in their life than just, you know, flat out complaining. Because the Superman movie, for example, I mean, that movie had a right-wing grifter campaign going against it since it was announced.
Yeah.
Matt. And the entire movie, Superman movie, had an uphill battle specifically because of that. And it was specifically because a lot of the grifter YouTubers, I would call them, they just instantly shit on the movie before anything was announced on it. They started shitting on it in the moment it was announced that James Gunn became the new boss of DC, more or less. And what I can say is that a lot of these types of people, they're just not really into his kind of comedy, his kind of slapstick. That's all I can say.
I don't. So here's the thing about James Gunn, right? He's really good at taking something that is serious and adding humor to it to where it fits. It doesn't
Yes.
it doesn't
Yes.
make the movie automatically slapstick. It doesn't make it
Yeah.
ridiculous. It doesn't deduct from the seriousness of the issue in the film. It just adds levity where there needs to be levity. And he's so
Yeah,
good
yeah.
at doing it
Yeah.
that you can't help but laugh at the jokes because they like anybody that has seen, let's say, Peacemaker, right? Or what's another really good example of one that he doesn't really like interject too much humor, but just enough to where it keeps it light. You know what I mean?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. Yeah. The remake. Yeah. The
Yeah.
humor in there was just kind of interjected in certain points, just enough to keep it interesting and funny, but keep the seriousness of the movie going. This movie's not one of those. This movie, this movie, is three things. See if you can agree with me on this. This movie is hilarious. Has a great story, and is by far one of the most disgusting movies I've ever seen. Could you agree with that?
That is true.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Well, disgusting.
Oh, dude, Mike, this movie's gross. This movie's gross.
It is. It has tons of. Well, let me think about it.
Not necessarily from a gore point of view, but just from a like
from
not-
one,
from just an icky point of view. This movie's gross as shit, dude.
That yes, it is gross. It is definitely gross as shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just it's hilarious. It's kind of a mix between Tommy knockers, body snatchers,
Alien.
a little bit of it has a little bit of no.
It's got a little bit of Alien in it. I mean, if you think about like how everything goes down, what the creature is,
what
the creature is, and how it infects, it's pretty similar,
Yeah.
dude.
Well,
I mean, it's not lifted directly from Alien, but there are like
no, but the only similarity I see is the type of species the alien is and how it reproduces. It's a parasitic species. That is actually the only similarity I see, because the life cycle of this specific alien is also different from the xenomorphs.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a completely different type of species. But
yeah, so I mean,
but
yeah,
in terms of infecting the host to like sit dormant long enough to get its bidding done until finally it does what it does. Kind of the same thing the alien life cycle does. No, you don't think so? I don't know. I saw a lot of similarities to it, but I mean, there's also similarities to the Thing here.
There's more. That's more accurate. There are definitely more similarities to the Thing than to Alien, because Alien are two entirely different things. But with Alien, the parasitic is that way. The parasite comes out of the juvenile stage, implants an embryo into the host. That embryo grows and comes out and kills the host. That's not what happens here. The parasite, the juvenile or the parasite, infects the host and then stays in the host and takes over its body.
Yeah,
and it does not really grow any further. Neither does it technically. Well, you can't say it kind of. It doesn't really kill the host. You can say it just kind of eats up. You can say eats up the brain of the host and takes over the body.
Yeah,
and that, in my opinion, is not It's not similar to Alien. Body snatchers.
Yeah, it's probably more body snatchers than Alien, but I don't know. I felt like there were some Alien vibes here. The only difference between this movie and a lot of those movies is this one does not take itself seriously at all.
No.
Like,
I mean,
not at all.
No, not at all. I mean, I remember when this movie came out, and this was a movie I saw in the cinema because I was I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, this movie looks totally ridiculous. It reminded me of Evil Dead.
Yes,
the trailer at least.
That's
so I was like, okay.
That's actually what a
Yeah.
lot of people said. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna see this movie. And I knew straight up that this was gonna be a ridiculous movie. I didn't even know James Gunn at the time.
No, I didn't
I
either.
didn't even know
Yeah.
I didn't even know his name. But I knew a lot of his movies because I loved them. I found out later on, when James Gunn became a household name with Guardians of the Galaxy, when like everybody knew him. That is when I was aware of his name. But before that, I knew the movies he made, and I loved all of them. I thought they were awesome.
Yeah.
But when I was in the movie, when I was in the cinema, I instantly saw the main antagonist, the main actor of this movie. Okay, this is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It's
Dude,
just
he's the best. Like when we get to talking about him,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
a few things I want to say about that guy. But yeah, we'll get to that when we do the cast. But yeah, he's fucking fantastic. Michael Rooker. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It just every time. I mean, um, he's one of those actors, and I'm going to be honest about this. He does not really have much variety in the roles he plays. Because how should I say it? Every single movie I've seen him in, even though I love the actor, I love him. Nah.
Yeah.
Pretty much the majority of characters he plays are just basically a variation of the same character.
Do you
No?
know why?
Why?
Okay, so this guy is only 2 towns over from where I grew up. He's from Alabama.
Yeah.
He's from like Birmingham area, and the guy himself is very much a redneck. He is a huge redneck. But
Yeah.
he is one of the nicest people you would want to meet. I've actually met the guy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
super fucking nice. That accent that he has, that is his real accent. He does not change a goddamn thing. That is how he talks. And he
Yeah.
does me proud every time because he's from my home state and there's not a damn movie he's done where he's not fantastic in it.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
a great
Yeah,
actor. He really is.
Also to say, I loved him in Firefly. That was a
Yes.
that
yes.
was that and Serenity. That was a
Yep.
show that was amazing in the movie.
Yeah.
Nah, even though it was mind-boggling that they canceled it because it had super high ratings and super high views, but it was a studio thing. Something went on. I'm not entirely sure what.
It had to be studio because that show had so many fans. And it had
Yeah.
so many fans that they made the movie because the series got canceled. And I think
Yeah.
now they're doing something to bring it back. Am I right about that?
Yes. Did you-
Okay.
yeah. I've heard about a Firefly remake. Did you actually know that Firefly was made by Joss Whedon, the same guy
Yes.
that made Buffy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Joss Whedon is
even though
responsible for a lot of really good sci-fi stuff, though.
it is, even though the guy's a complete fucking asshole.
I don't know anything
Um,
about him personally.
Well, I mean, if you go back to what everybody that's ever worked with him says
Yeah.
about him, he apparently is a complete fucking asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
it could all be rumors, but it's just like it's one of the things. If every single actor that's worked together with him says the exact same type of abusive stories that he does,
Yeah.
it's hard to believe that there's not something to it.
I'm sure there's some.
But doesn't matter. I love his work.
Yeah.
I love Buffy. I love Firefly. So, I mean, I can say it's one of those people, even though I do not necessarily think that he's a good person, I do absolutely love his work.
Yeah.
No? And the thing is with James Gunn, I have no idea how he is as a person. He seems to be a very
I
sympathetic
haven't
guy.
heard anything bad about James Gunn, man.
Not really. I've seen multiple interviews of him. He seems to be a sympathetic guy. But I just love his work.
Yeah.
I have to say.
I haven't
mean,
seen anything he's done that I didn't like. And I think, kind of like you said before, his humor it's one of those that either you get it or you just don't get it. And quite
Yeah.
honestly, if you don't get James Gunn humor, I'm not really sure I'd want to talk to you anyway. I'm not, because it
Yeah.
is the most self-depreciating type of humor. It's also like out of nowhere. Like he's able to make characters that you would normally hate funny.
Yeah.
You still hate the character, but you have to laugh at him because the shit that comes out. This writer is the Quentin Tarantino of horror and sci-fi, in my opinion. That's what James Gunn is. Because
Yeah.
his dialogue is fantastic. You could
Mhm.
literally sit 3 people in a room and not change the scene and just have them do dialogue back and forth that he wrote, and it would be a hilarious movie. He's just that good at it. You know?
That's true. True. Yeah.
Also, back to Michael Rooker. Have you realized that Michael Rooker is one of his favorite actors to use in shows and movies?
Yes. Yes. He
He's
said that
been
multiple
in
times.
so many of his movies.
I mean, of course, he's been in probably every single movie that James Gunn has made, Michael
Yeah.
Rooker. But the thing is, James Gunn is also the kind of type he casts his and hires his friends all the time.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
just like the main protagonist is a close friend of
Yeah.
his.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of the thing where you can say that is maybe one thing you can bring up against him, that he constantly hires his friends and family. What in Germany we would call Wirtschaft.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, I mean that's just like
That's
yeah.
okay. Quentin
I
Tarantino
mean
did the same shit. Every one of Quentin
yeah.
Tarantino's movies, the same fucking actors every time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So but yeah.
So is Robert Eggers. He also uses the same actors over and over and over again. But it works.
Yeah.
I have a hard time if the movie works as a movie and it's really good, I have a hard time complaining that they use the same actors over and over.
Yeah. Even though I wouldn't say it's a complaint. From my side at least, but
Yeah.
it is a criticism a lot of people bring up. And if I look at it from an objective standpoint, I do think it's a valid criticism. That doesn't mean that I think that James Gunn should listen to it or in any shape or way have to follow it. That's I mean, his own way of doing things is his way of doing things. You like it or you're not. But in my opinion, it is a valid criticism somebody can bring up.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, it's
Yeah.
a valid criticism. It's not a bad thing. On the other hand, there is one director who should probably quit using someone. And even though we all kind of owe Rob Zombie an apology for some of his movies, because I think the guy is great, he should probably quit using his wife in every single movie he does.
I have no idea who his wife is, to be
Sherry
honest.
Moon Zombie. She's the blonde that's in every single one of his movies. She plays a character. You have to go look
Dude,
it up. Literally every movie he's done, she is a main character in every one of the movies.
okay, let me see. I'm
Yeah,
not sure how
look
much
up
Rob Zombie.
Halloween,
I just
House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Reject.
my thing is you could say that about so much actors, dude. I mean,
But this is out of control, though, Mike. I just go look it up after this episode and then tell me what you think
yeah.
because it is ridiculous. Like one of the biggest jokes about him is like they say, "Oh, I heard Rob Zombie is doing a remake of Jaws," and then it shows the
Yeah.
movie poster, and it's the original Jaws movie poster, except the shark is actually his wife coming up to eat eat the swimmer. It's fucking. I just think it's hilarious. He uses her as the
Yeah.
main character in every single movie, including Halloween. His remake for Halloween.
I know. I'm not even sure if I've seen the remake of Halloween. I don't think so.
We might have to do that one actually, because there's a lot
Maybe.
to complain about with that film.
Okay,
Uh,
maybe I don't know. Halloween was always the most boring slasher movie of all time for
it
me.
is. It is.
I never, I could never really get into it, to be honest. Yeah, but
It's one of those like love it or hate it things.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I hate it. I mean, there aren't really much movies I hate, I would say.
Oh, I got a
Um,
few. I got a few that I hate.
when it
It
comes, I
doesn't
don't
mean
know.
they're bad. Because
Yes,
bad, good is subjective. But I have some that I do just
yes,
think are
yes.
absolute trash.
Well, I don't know. It's just like when it comes to movies and to TV shows, I wouldn't necessarily say there are much things that I hate. There are just things. Um, a lot of shows that are extremely popular, I just find insanely boring. Um, and I don't know, maybe there are certain aspects of some movies and shows that just kind of aggravate me and trigger me because I personally think they're bad.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that I hate movies. Even the show. Okay. Alien Earth. I would say yes. I hate that show.
I was gonna say, if you didn't say it yourself, I was gonna go ahead and throw it out there for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just like there are probably a lot of movies, TV shows I hate, but usually when I hate something, Matt, I just instantly forget about it the moment it's not in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Oh, well, if it's forgettable enough, then certainly. I mean, it has to do with anger for me. If I see something that I really don't like and I hated it, then
Yeah.
it's stuck in my mind because of how angry I was watching. I can't forget about it. I'm not going to name those off because we'll probably get to them somewhere in this podcast in some episode. I'll be like, by the way, Mike, this is one of the ones that I hate. Anyway, I digress. So this movie, whose name we still have not said, is one of those that if you like James Gunn, one, if you like gross horror, like disgusting type stuff, two, and if you like a really, really good story, three, go see this movie. Like, I'm not going to say turn the podcast off because we're going to spoil it for you, but if you have not seen this movie, stop what you're doing and go see it.
I mean, dude, we're a horror podcast that basically does a podcast and review movies, and we talk about these movies for 2 to 3 hours.
I know. I just wanted to give these people a chance because this is one of those. Okay, rarely will I do that, but Mike, you have to admit this is one that so many people have not seen.
Yes,
and absolutely. I don't know why. I cannot figure it out. This seems to be like this. This should be a staple for horror.
It is, and the funny thing is, it was actually pretty successful. No, it was. I mean, the movie didn't flop at the box office, you know, as far as I know. But it was pretty successful. And I mean, when it comes to James Gunn movies, as much hate as the guy gets, the majority of his movies were all pretty successful. No,
I think the hate he gets is just political, Mike.
That true. Yeah,
I think it's political. I don't think it has anything to do with how good of a writer or director he is or whatever. I think it's just his political views that get him in trouble.
Yeah.
Which is sad because it's like, okay, if the guy was bad political, then okay, absolutely boycott his movies. But he's not. He just has a very relative political opinion, and I don't think that's a reason not to watch a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, as metalheads, we understand that too, because if we really gave a shit about the political opinions of a lot of these artists, we probably wouldn't listen to the music. But I don't think, as long as you're not bringing politics into your craft or your art, then it really doesn't matter that much to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say it definitely depends. It depends on how you bring it in because you cannot. Well, that's one thing I agree with the progressive left. Often, I'm left myself, but to a certain degree, people always bring in their social and political beliefs into stories or art they write to a certain extent. So I mean, to say as long as you don't bring your politics in, that's not really entirely possible. No.
Well, okay, maybe not, but like the dosage, I think is important. Like you don't want to beat somebody over the head with politics the entire time.
That's why, exactly. That's what I wanted to bring it down to. It depends on the dosage and how much your political views are in the story and how they're written into the story. Because what a lot of modern writers do that fucking bugs the shit out of me is not necessarily the social themes they bring into their movies or shows or the political views. It's the way they do it.
Yeah.
Now, for one, they do it from a very one-sided perspective. That's the one thing. And the other thing, they copy paste these political beliefs and views one to one into these stories the exact same way they are in the real world.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that makes no sense. That always comes down to the point. It depends on how you write it into the story. If it conflicts with the world building aspect of a story. I mean,
Yeah.
prime example is
Yeah.
when you have
That's
what
something
modern sci
completely different.
that's when it stands out, man. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
when it stands out as lecturing people, because it conflicts so much with the scenario it is in, and it stands out so extremely that it feels like it's shoved into your throat, even though it might not be.
It feels like
It's
it, though.
just it feels like it because it makes no sense. I'm sorry. For example, one thing that bugs the shit out of me, modern science fiction, is when I have people, Star Trek, for example, when they have like people that are living in the 25th century or whatever, and they talk like people from Frankfurt or from New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can bring up. Or another thing, what they did with the video game Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Another thing. Problematic. I mean, it's not problematic what they did with the game. It's just the social and political themes they put in the game make no sense in the scenario it's taking
No.
place in. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think there's that type where you have a story and a setting that has nothing to do with our real world in any way. So
Yeah. Yeah.
different universe. Fantasy is a great example. You don't need to be bringing modern 21st century American or European drama from politics into that kind of world because it has no place. But they do it all the time. That is
Yes.
frustrating. That's frustrating
It,
as fuck.
it is frustrating, but it's only frustrating just for the reasons I say, because it's
Yeah.
bad writing. It's bad the way they write into it. I mean, a prime example of it being done well is, for example, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
No-
Yes.
Another great example of that is Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Dude, that game is political and woke more than anything else I have ever seen or played. Still, it feels organic,
It's because
and it
it's
does
not
not.
shoehorned in.
It's not, for one, it's not shoehorned in, and it's organic within the world.
Mhm.
When they wrote these things into the story, they looked at the world it's taking place in, and they looked at, okay, what kind of different fractions, what kind of issues are in this world that we might be able to put a topic like that into it. Yeah?
Right.
Refugee crisis they put into Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
How did they do it? They used the tieflings.
Yeah.
For people who don't know,
I was going to put
tieflings
it up on the
are
screen if you didn't explain it.
yeah, okay, good. Tieflings are a species of people that originated from devils. Some bloodlines of humans have been cursed, and some have devil ancestry. These people, so far, because they originated from devils, they are seen as what's they call
Second class citizens.
no, not second class citizens. They're seen as evil because they clearly have an evil origin. And even though the majority of tieflings have a tendency to become evil, a lot of them are only evil because of the way they are treated in society.
Right.
Clear what algorithm that is, but that's a point. That's
Yeah.
why those entire topics in the game don't stand out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine
But-
if it's not shoehorned in, right?
Yeah.
Which I feel like what you're talking about is mostly shoehorned in, doesn't fit the
Yes.
story, and that's why it's worthy of criticism, right? The other stuff with horror and sci-fi is putting in gender politics or socio-political type stuff that doesn't fit. I think there's a great example of how not to do that, and then there's great examples of how to do that to where it works.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
everybody wants to give the Star Wars prequels shit, right? But if you go back and you look at the Star Wars prequels, those 3 movies were so fucking political, and they had everything to do with what was going on with America at the time. But nobody fucking noticed it because they didn't beat you over the head with it. It was like slight little nods to, hey, this leads to this leads to this. And it was exactly what was going on in politics at the time. Nobody fucking noticed it Until now, when you go back and look at it, you're like, oh shit, I see what he was doing there. But nobody beats you over the head with it. And I wish that that's what writers and directors of horror and sci-fi would do, is kind of look at something and say, okay, are we beating them to death with this, or is this just to help people understand the story better by kind of associating it with their world? So associate it with my world as best you can to help me understand it, but don't beat me over the head with it.
Yeah.
I don't see James Gunn ever having done that, ever.
No.
So I don't know what the big deal is. It doesn't happen in this movie. It didn't happen in
Yeah.
Superman. I mean, I think what was the one? Peacemaker, the series, did it
Yeah.
a lot, but it did it as a joke, and it made fun of both sides perfect.
But we come. That's another thing. It's hilarious, and it doesn't come out of lecturing if you shoot at both sides.
Right.
No?
Right.
And for one, it's also a thing. The things it did in Peacemaker was absolutely made sense within the DC universe.
Yeah.
Specifically, the universe, season 2, where they set it in
Yeah.
Earth X. No, I mean, every superhero fan knows what universe Earth X is. Huh?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing. It makes sense if it takes place in Earth X.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Those kind of it's a lot of things people write down to force diversity or woke. The entire discussion, in my opinion, is ridiculous, no matter what side you're on.
Yeah.
But you can really dial it down to bad writing.
Yeah. Exactly.
And bad world building.
Exactly.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah. As far as James Gunn goes, like I said, I have not seen him do any of that stuff. In everything that he's done.
Dude, we've tapped around it for so fucking long this time. We made it almost 35 minutes, and we haven't even fucking announced what movie we're doing.
I know. I'll probably have to do some cutting, but it's just an interesting conversation because I also know about the hate that James Gunn gets, and it's difficult for me as a thinking person to look at any of his movies and see anybody upset about any of it.
But you have to be honest about James Gunn. He pokes a lot at
everybody,
both sides.
Everybody.
He pokes a lot at everybody. That what also makes him sympathetic. I mean,
which I really think works in this movie because these guys in this movie are a southern redneck town, and they have southern redneck tendencies, and he makes fun of it the whole time. But it's not like evil making fun of it. It's just like, look at how goofy this dude is. Look at how goofy this dude is. It works.
Yeah, but not necessarily only in movies, but with social media posts as well. The funny thing is, he pokes in his movies, on social media, whatever, at everybody, but it's only one side that gets pissed off at him for it.
And everybody knows what.
It's not the left progressive side. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So, if you haven't guessed what this movie is yet, Mike, go ahead and tell everybody what movie we're doing.
Slither. A brilliant horror comedy.
Yeah, and about half of our audience, when you said that, were just like, huh?
Yeah.
Because so many people have not seen this movie. I've talked to so many horror fans, and I always bring this movie up because this is one of those that if you see it, you don't forget it. It's just that good. It's funny, it's gross, it's everything. And so when you talk to people, you'll know immediately if someone hasn't seen it. And I'd say most horror fans haven't seen it. And I cannot figure out why. I can't figure it out, dude. What about this movie did not get pushed? Because you said it already. It did well in the box office, and it's chock full of extremely good actors. I don't know,
dude.
I don't know. Anyway, so do you want to go through the cast and crew of this? We'll
exactly.
At the beginning. Hang on, let me grab my beer. You go ahead.
We have now. This is the first actor we bring up that Matt's probably going to talk about. Green Lantern. No, Nathan Fillion playing Bill Party. No.
Yep.
We have Elizabeth Banks playing Starla Grant.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker playing Grant.
Fucking love Michael Rooker.
Don Thompson playing Wally. Greg Henry playing Jack McReady, Xantha Radley playing Uptight Mom. We have Tanya Saulnier playing Kylie Strootmeyer, Jennifer Copping playing Margaret. We have Brenda James playing. Oh, this is good. We have Brenda. No, that's playing Brenda in the movie.
Well, they did that for easy's sake, I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. We have Bart Anderson playing Butcher, Torp Lund playing lead singer. Rob Zombie is actually in this movie, at least synchronized as the voice actor.
Okay, that's why I didn't recognize.
Dr. Paul synchronization. Yeah, I know. Which one? And we have Lloyd Kaufman playing Sad Drunk. That's probably not how it's pronounced in English.
Probably
right?
not. If you say a German name the German way, I'm not going to say drink. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Oh, you can do that. I mean, okay, because we're speaking English, you can say it is a little bit.
Nah, it's not. I mean, that's the actual pronunciation, so it's fine. Again, Michael Rooker for me makes this film. Michael Rooker is the antagonist. So
yeah,
he's the guy who gets possessed by this fucking alien thing, and basically
not possessed.
Well, not possessed, but he gets infected by this thing.
Infected. This is definitely the wrong word.
Yeah, he gets infected by this thing.
Yeah.
But I think the creature in this is really interesting for a whole bunch of different reasons.
Yes, it's an interesting creature.
It seems to, and it's kind of a given, but whoever the host is, it takes over the brain of the host, like you said, but it also takes on the brain of that host. So it kind of sort of becomes that person, but a very deranged version of that person with a hive mind of that person interjected into everybody else that it infects. So Michael Rooker's character is basically the bad guy because the alien becomes him, which I think is super interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely. It's kind of like a corrupted. How should I say it? It's kind of, if you think about the creature, it's I would say complicated because you can see with one girl partially being infected, but actually manages to rip out the parasite of her mouth before it happens. Yeah. So she is shortly connected with the being, or the creature. So gains the genetic memories of it. That's how she knows everything because she had her mind connected to it, almost connected to it. And you can still see that the consciousness of this being still is intact and actually what it is. No?
Yeah.
That this creature more or less, it basically eats up worlds. No? It starts out as this parasite, infects certain beings, impregnates other beings, and just spreads out over the world, eating up everything. I probably could say a situation where it starts out with living beings. That's what I'm going to assume now. And after it's finished with all living beings, it goes over to the entire fauna and flora and basically destroys the atmosphere to the point where I guess the planet explodes. It curls itself up in a cocoon and goes with an asteroid to another planet, as you can see in the beginning.
Yes. It's very. I feel like this was. I'm not going to say it was lifted from the thing, but I kind of feel like the thing, if it could do, if we could see it complete its cycle, that's exactly what that thing would do. Right.
Yeah.
And so that's why I kind of feel like this whole idea is basically what the thing probably was if it had been able to continue doing what it was doing. So in that respect, it's super interesting, right?
Absolutely. That is a perfect comparison. That's perfect. That is exactly. That is that. Yeah. That's true.
Thing from another world. Yeah. The only difference is it doesn't start the same way, right? So in the opening of this film, you kind of get to see the environments. This is a very southern backwoods town. Of course, it doesn't say what state, but I'm going to assume because of the vegetation and the way people talk that it's probably like Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah.
Right. Michael Rooker is an Alabamian and, like I said, does not change his accent. And everybody in this movie talks like him. They all have this really southern kind of accent.
Yeah.
And this is exactly, Mike, how this would happen. If this thing crash landed in Alabama, like
Yeah.
this is exactly how it would go down. The opening scene is the two cops, right? The main character and this other cop, and they're sitting in the cop car, and there's nothing going on. Like these guys basically don't have a job because nothing bad ever happens in this town. The main guy's trying to sleep. He's got his hat over his head in the car,
Yeah.
and he's trying to sleep, and the other guy's just talking him to death about shit that doesn't mean anything. And he's like, yeah, man, that's super interesting. I'm gonna go back to sleep now.
Yeah.
It's just a sleepy town, right?
Yeah.
You're introduced to the main female character whose name is what?
You mean the actress or the character?
The
Well,
character.
the actress's character is Starla.
Scarlet. Starlet or Scarlet?
Starla is her name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She's married to this older guy, Michael Rooker's character, whose name is Grant.
Yeah. But dude, you totally forgot the Evil Dead scene.
Oh, go ahead. I'm like going through this through memory. If you've got it up in front of you, help me out.
I got it up in front of me right after you have like this discussion. You have like this camera going through the woods. That's absolutely reminiscent of Evil Dead.
Yes. True. Yes.
Yep. Exactly. Until you see like this egg, like pop open. And then it goes through the scene where it's like basically showing this, small town. We're gonna assume is somewhere in Mississippi.
Yeah. Sleepy town. Everybody's just kind of going about their day to day. Real fucking normal people.
Yeah.
I think is the first scene we get the one where Starlet's in bed and the husband comes home.
No, the first scene is in the town where you see the mayor.
Okay. You've got it in front of you, so walk us through it, and then I'll.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first scene where you see you have like this town. This is like a normal sleepy town, as you say. Everybody's going through the day. You see a car pull up and instantly go full brake. And then a guy. This is like this typical. You can see that this guy is this typical South politician. He screams something out of the car to the guy. Something. I can't say what he said in English, but it's in because he says it in German. And you see across from the other side a mother staying there with her daughter, and he's like, "Well, hi, Mayor." He's like, "Oh, hi." And he tries to act all nice all of a sudden.
He slams on his brake because the guy's not in his car at the stoplight. But I mean, it's like a one-horse town. So the guy like parked his car at the stoplight and went into the store, and this guy didn't notice it. So he slams on his brakes. He's like, "Get out of the way, you fucking idiot!" And at that point, that's when you see the mom with the daughter across the street, and they're like, "Oh, hi, Mayor," and he's like, "Hi." So the mayor is a total redneck jackass.
Yeah. I mean, everybody in the show is a redneck. The funny thing is, you see, then it cuts back to Starla, because she's a teacher at school,
Right.
And this is making fun. This scene is specifically making fun of typical teenage boys, because this is like you have these typical nerds and all these typical teenage boys. Basically, just I would say eye banging Starla, because she's a very attractive
Very
woman.
good-looking woman,
Yeah, very attractive. And you see all these teenage boys eye banging her, and some of the girls in the class like duke it out. Even one of the kids is drawing nudes of her. I mean,
But
okay,
this is typical. This shit happens. This is real.
It is.
It's very hard to criticize that because that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And she's the character of Starlet. She's a very like unassuming, nice woman. She's a nice
she's
person.
nice.
Yeah, very nice person.
Well, she's overall in general a very nice person. Now, however, this cuts back. Then it cuts out to her talking to one of her colleagues.
Yeah.
No? And if you didn't notice, the colleague she's talking to is James Gunn.
Yes. I did not know that. Mike had to tell me that before the podcast started.
Yeah.
I did not realize this was James Gunn because he doesn't look a goddamn thing like he looks now.
Oh, yes, he does. I mean, he just doesn't have white hair.
White hair and a white beard. Well, does he even have a beard? No, he doesn't. He's just white hair.
No, he doesn't have a beard in this. He didn't have a beard until later. This is when Grant shows up, Michael Rooker's character, and picks up his wife. Now, this shows that this guy is a
Total
typical
fucking jerk.
ridiculous. He's a fucking jerk. I mean, he is absolutely a jerk because he just had like these are basically just two colleagues talking at work, and he comes up, rips her away like I don't know, James Gunn's character. I'm just calling him James.
Yeah.
Uh, well, James is trying to hit on his wife or whatever, and this is like literally these are just two coworkers talking about work.
Yeah,
And he's
there's
asking,
nothing malicious there at all.
no, I was just thinking there was something a discussion they had, and he needed her help for I guess one of his lessons or whatever. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
she
Typical coworker.
apparently he thinks she's a really good teacher, which she probably is, and he wants to borrow
Yeah.
her lesson plan as a structure for his lesson plan. So that's what he's talking to her about, and it's completely
Yeah.
harmless. And her
Yeah,
husband Grant walks up, and he's like, "Oh, hi, Grant," and Grant's like, "Okay," and just takes his wife and walks off. So fucking
Yeah,
jerk.
but this is instantly a show like this Grant. He's a typical, I would say, toxic, jealous person.
Yes.
No, well, not to the degree that you would call him. I would say a bad guy because he's not. There's before he gets infected. There's nothing he actually does that he can say is abusive towards her. Whatever.
No.
But it's just like they're walking away, and she's assuring to him there's nothing going on and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's just a friend. We're just co-workers. He's like, yeah, I don't like to share. And it's like,
Yes.
I mean, these
What
are
exactly
just
does
like,
she say? She says something like, "Oh, my lessons plan is really good, so he wants to use my lesson plan." And he's like, "Yeah, I know what he
something.
wants to use, and I'm not
Yeah,
sharing." Yeah.
yeah, something like that. These are like these typical jealous people that purely it's their jealousy that ruins their
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
You know? So, however, then it cuts back to them I'm gonna say it. Grant, and Mrs. Grant.
Yes. Grant, Mrs. Grant. Yes. They even tease
I
him and
love it.
make fun of him because his name too, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's made fun of because of his name. However, it's in the evening. They're getting it on, and right in the middle of it, she basically tells him that she's not in the mood. What could be for various reasons. Who cares?
Yeah. This
However,
woman is not into him at all.
what?
This
No,
woman is not into him at all. Like, it's obvious she cares about him, but she's kind of repulsed by him, I would say, as a wife in general. I think she kind of is. It kind of feels that way anyway.
it
And
feels.
he's
I
fucking
don't know.
clueless about it.
He is. It's just like, how should I say it? She married this guy, and she's been with him for quite some time. So it's clearly not his looks. It's just, I would say, his behavior, because it's also the way he kind of gets onto her. He's a little bit way too
Aggressive, yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah.
And I mean, straight up going on that lightweight before anything actually is starting to happen is like, I mean, like, dude, you're like a full grown man and you're acting like a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
In bed with
foreplay
your
is
wife.
not this guy's thing at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of like depends on the situation. It depends on however it starts. I mean, if you've ever been with a woman, you know it. There are
Yeah.
situations where foreplay is a thing, and there are other situations where,
Right.
fuck it. But
But
it's
this
just
is
the
a
thing, it depends
couple
on
at home in bed. He just came home,
whatever.
took off his clothes, hopped in bed, and was like, let's go. And she was like, relaxed. She's like, hey, what the fuck? No, no.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
gets pissed off.
Yeah. That's another dick move. I mean,
I hate that shit.
that's another dick move. If she's just not in the mood for whatever reason, it's like, yeah, okay.
Fucking lay off.
Then
That whole like,
just sit back. Then you just sit back, put our feet up, and watch a movie.
yeah.
I mean, that's what any normal
I
person
think
would
this
do.
is the reason why a lot of women hate men right here, is because the first thing that happens is she says very nicely, I really am not into it tonight. I don't feel good, whatever. And he's like, oh, well, when are you ever into it? And gets up and puts his clothes on like he's going somewhere. And she's like, where are you going? He's like, out. Like, oh, okay, so if I don't bang you, you're just going to leave the house. Which is like straight up fucking high school shit, dude.
It's immature. It's
Yeah.
extreme. It's. I mean, he's just acting like a baby at this point. However, he goes off into the bar, and is basically out for a drink. He's instantly approached by another good-looking woman. No?
Yeah.
And this is like, okay, because his wife does not want to get it on one night. He instantly goes out and is going to go cheat on her.
Well,
They have like
I
a sort
don't
of-
think so here's the thing. I don't think his plan was to cheat on her. I think his
no,
plan
no,
was
I
to
don't
go out, get some
no,
attention from somebody else if possible, and then go home. I don't think
no,
he had
no.
any intention of
It's
sleeping with her.
I mean, it's how the story is being built up. That's
Mm.
what I was saying. I mean, it came just across to me. He just went out to go and have a beer and get his mind off of things.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, but however, he's approached by I think a girl that works there, and starts flirting with him or whatever, and then they start going off into the woods and start making out. No, and so he pushes her away. He's like, dude, he's like, I'm sorry, but I can't do this. I have a wife. No,
And
she's
she's
probably
really
worried.
worried if I don't come home at a certain time.
Yeah. So, however, it's kind of like, okay, made the right decision. I mean, regarding that. However, then they hear a voice.
Yes.
I mean, kind of in a way. Then they go up to see what's happening, and then they come across this egg-like thing.
This thing
Both of
looks
them.
cool.
It does really look cool.
The special effects here are great. I was
Yeah. What also shows that this guy is a complete fucking idiot because he sees something a little bit gross looking like an egg, and the first thing he does is he takes a stick and pokes at it.
Mike, have you seen The Blob?
Actually, no.
Okay. So this
Yeah.
scene is directly lifted from The Blob. If you
Yeah.
start The Blob at the point where he's walking over to this thing, it is The Blob from here on out. Old
Yeah.
man sees an egg thing in the woods, pokes at it with a stick, and then it attacks him. It is this is The Blob. He lifted this from The Blob, and I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But that's what he does. Yeah, he pokes it with a fucking stick, which is
Yeah.
about the dumbest thing you could do if you
Yeah.
find something
I mean,
like
the
this.
first thing, what I would do if I saw this thing, I would go out and call. I would guess rangers or the cops or something
Well,
because this
yeah, he's
this
drunk
thing.
though.
He's drunk. Yeah, I would probably just turn around and walk away. But
Yeah. Yeah.
however, no,
I don't know. It depends on
Uh,
how much sci-fi you watch. I think you and me, we'd be like, "Oh, nope, not fucking with that thing. Call the police." Immediately.
I call somebody
Yeah.
or disease control or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm probably more looking into disease control or some shit like that. I would not walk up to it and poke it with a stick.
Yeah, it's obviously not from this planet. Just looking at it.
However, you see like this kind of thing shoot out of the egg and then dig itself into his chest. He falls on the floor, and you can see an X-ray vision of him on the floor, and this thing drilling itself into his brain. Or
This
whatever.
was a cool
Yeah.
way of doing this. I like this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
It's the
It
first
is
time I've
absolutely-
seen it done this way too. Like where you get an
Mhm.
X-ray of the body and you see it traveling through his body into his brain. That was cool.
Yeah.
First time I've
Yeah,
seen that done.
You have like the other girl that's with him, like totally fucking freaking out because he's on the body, the pain or whatever. After a moment or a few seconds, he stops the spasms and gets up and basically just walks away from her like he's totally fucking drunk. But
Yeah.
you can clearly see that something else is going on with him, specifically after seeing when he was on the floor with this X-ray thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to the next morning.
Mhm.
No, I'm not sure when this happens. I think it might with him coming home, opening up the fridge, going meat,
Yes,
and then
yes.
taking all the raw meat.
Yeah.
That scene comes. No,
Yeah,
exactly.
I love this too because he's at this point he's just completely driven by the thing that's inside of him. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like how we talked with Alien. It's like that type of parasite. They're controlling the being that they're in just enough to get the sustenance it needs to grow. Right.
Yeah,
And so that's
yeah.
what it's doing to him. And all he can think about is eating.
Yeah. The thing that's in him now is putting him now through an entire metamorphosis. That is slowly going to happen and progress throughout the story. However, then it cuts back to the next morning where he's now, for some reason, in his basement, putting leaves down on the floor, and rolling around in it. Like, okay, this is him making a nest. That's
Making a
what
nest,
it is.
right.
Yeah. Then he comes out into the front room, while now all of a sudden, Starla is now dressed up in a nice nightgown, wanting to seduce him, obviously.
What a nice
So,
fucking wife.
I mean,
After him
yes, a
acting like
nice
such an
wife.
asshole the night before.
Yeah, that just kind of like she's way too nice. I mean, in my opinion.
He doesn't deserve her. I'll tell you that right now.
Exactly. I mean, the way he acted, no, he definitely doesn't deserve what he's getting. And it's kind of like one of those things. It kind of comes across as she feels like she owes it to him.
Yeah.
What is stupid, by the way.
Of course
I
it's
mean,
stupid, but I mean, I'm sure this is how women feel. A lot of the
obviously,
time.
yeah,
It's
of course,
just that a
of
lot
course.
of them don't go through with it this far.
Yes, of course. And I mean, the first thing he should have done is probably walked up to her and apologized to her. No?
Yeah.
But it's just like
It's not
in
him
the middle.
anymore, though.
It's, of course, that's true. It's not him anymore. Well, it is still him. No? However, you can see them basically hitting it on, in the morning. No? And you can also see in his facial expression, no, that something's up with him. That this thing that's now in him is changing him. Okay, then shortly after that, it cuts to him going to the butcher shop. Now, like ordering insane amounts of meat. Insane.
It's great. I love this scene.
The scene, by the way, is great because he's like, okay, Grant, what do you want? He's like, yeah, I want this and this and like 2 ribeye steaks. No, make it 4. No, make it 10. No, just give me 12. No, just give me everything.
Just give me everything. Yeah. Like
the butcher's like,
the guy's like, "Are you having a barbecue or something?" He's like, yeah, something like that. I'm just putting something together for the wife,
Yeah.
There is no instance where someone comes to the store and orders every ribeye steak that you have. Like this is above and beyond crazy. But he's ravenous, and he knows that he has to feed something else too.
No, I wouldn't say he knows it. It's more at this point, still, it's more an instinct than anything else now. No? Because you have this thing metamorphing him, and it clearly needs meat, it needs food, it needs sustenance. And just like we said with these parasites to do things, it's driving him to do these things.
Yeah.
No? After that, it cuts to Starla cleaning up the house, and all of a sudden she notices that the door is locked. Asks him about, hey, why all of a sudden is the door to the basement locked? And then he instantly gets angry about it. No. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
He kind of plays it off well. I thought this is kind of where I feel like the parasite had fully taken control of his brain. So it realizes how you're supposed to talk to people and how you're supposed to do things because he's nice about it. Actually, he's like, well, it's really close to your birthday. And it's too close for you to start asking questions. And she's like, my birthday's in 2 months. He's like, well, that's really close. And she's like, no, it's not. And he's like, well, agree to disagree. Like, he's just trying to keep her out of the basement, but he also doesn't want to hurt her. And I think that's important to the story because he could have just killed her anytime he wanted to.
He could have, but he doesn't because there's just still enough of his consciousness. His consciousness is still there that he can see out really up until the end of the movie. No? Yeah. However, shortly before that, you see him opening up the trunk with an entire truckload of meat or whatever.
The back bed of his truck is just full to the top with meat, man. It's fucking crazy. I love it.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. Probably he stashed all of this meat in the basement somewhere, because at this point he also doesn't give a shit if the meat spoils and rots.
No,
whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't have to still be good.
After that, it cuts to evening. That Starla is now taking a shower. No, not shortly that. Shortly after the discussion they had, where he kind of brushes it off nicely.
Yeah.
He can feel his urges, his instincts taking over, and then he runs out of the house and a dog's barking at him.
Yeah. Trigger warning for anybody. You don't see this dog get hurt in this scene, but it happens. So you kind of hear it. And then later in the movie, you'll see a lot of different animals get.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst off-putting thing about
Yeah,
this movie.
that's very off-putting about this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. What he does to the animals. After you see the dog yiping, it cuts back to Starla. Taking a shower, and Grant gets up and he notices his eyes start to get bloodshot. And this is where the pure reproductive instincts of the creature takes over. And you see him walking up to his wife, watching her in the shower, and then you see like these two parasitic snake-like things shoot out of his breath. That at this point are still, very small.
These two things would be the equivalent of alien penises. Just got to throw that out there. That's what these things are.
Yes,
he's got these two alien penises protruding from his chest.
Yeah,
and they're kind of doing this,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, alien penises. Yeah, however, you have his two alien penises coming out of his breast. Huh?
Yeah.
What is still ridiculous?
This is so James Gunn, man.
Yeah, it is. However, he manages to control the urge and leaves the house. Yep. It cuts back to a short scene where you have like this typical redneck bar where they're doing square dance and all that kind of stuff. Listening to country music, having a great party. Then you have Grant now going to the girl he kind of almost cheated on his wife with.
Yeah.
Now going up to her apartment, knocking on her door, having a short discussion. She's sitting there watching a movie with her kid.
Did you happen to catch what movie this was, Mike?
No.
The movie they're watching is The Toxic Avenger, the first one.
Oh, shit, I totally didn't get that.
Yeah. James Gunn is always he's a big fan of the trauma movies, so every once in a while he'll slip a trauma movie into his films. He actually did it in Superman.
Yeah?
Yeah, somebody was watching a trauma film and I caught it. I cannot remember what film it was, but it's the same film company. So he's a big trauma fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's okay. That doesn't surprise me, but yeah. However, Grant convinces the girl to let him in.
Yeah.
No? I mean she's obviously not expecting what she's gonna get here, but she's expecting she's horny and she apparently for some reason likes this guy, so she puts her kids to bed, so blah blah blah, whatever. No? Okay. Now this is kind of like a thing you have like it cutting between the square dance party and the thing going on now between Grant and Bar Girl, I'm gonna call her.
Bar Girl, yeah.
I'm not
I don't remember her name.
I also remember her name. So she's kind of like preparing this date with cookies or whatever, and with Grant. And it's basically now a short scene where you just see this cutting between both of them. Both of these two situations going on. In the end, it's basically you see them in bed starting to make out. What at first appears to be a sex scene until
the alien cocks pop out of his chest.
What?
Until the alien cocks pop out of his chest.
Yes, exactly. The alien cocks. Until the alien cocks start popping out of his chest, she instantly starts screaming, as everybody would. He holds her mouth shut, and the alien cocks just shoot into her.
Yeah, and this scene is disgusting because of the way that Michael Rooker's character is acting. Like, it's very like erotic in a very disgusting kind of way.
For him,
dude, it's a rough watch. Like, this is one of those movies that if you were watching it and you were younger and your mom walked in during this scene, you'd be like totally embarrassed by this.
Yeah.
Just because of the look this guy's got in his face as he's impregnating her with these alien
parasites
things. Yeah, parasites.
It's literally like
it's gross, dude. It's gross.
It's hard to explain and it's gross.
Yeah,
however,
go see the movie and you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah, go see. However, he basically then gets off of her and you have the short scene like him with his alien cocks sticking in her stomach and her spazzing out because he's infecting her with all of these countless alien parasites. Huh?
Yeah.
Then it cuts, I think, back to the house, to Grant's house, and his wife coming home from the square dance party. She shortly had a discussion with Bill. That's Nathan Fillion's character. No,
which we haven't
and you
talked
kind of,
enough about this guy. I really like him.
oh yeah, you probably want to talk about.
Well,
Nathan
no. So
Fillion, no?
when I was talking earlier about, he's also one of my favorite actors. Michael
Yeah.
Rooker was the one that I was talking about. That's from Alabama. That
Yeah.
I really like. But this guy is also. I have not seen him in that many movies. The movies that I have seen him in have only been James Gunn.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things he plays in. He does a lot of TV shows. That you have to say. Of course, Rookie. He played in Castle.
Yeah. He was in Castle. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
He plays in. He that's a large part of his career. Of course, he plays in James Gunn's movies.
Yeah.
Obviously. Another thing you might not know, he was in Buffy.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was actually the main antagonist in the final Buffy season.
No shit. Okay.
Yes,
It's been so fucking long since I've seen those. I just don't remember. But okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's how should I say it? He was not necessarily he was one of the main antagonist was like the first evil, and he was like the acolyte of the first evil. And throughout the majority of the show, that season at least, he was basically the avatar or acolyte of the first evil,
Okay.
played by Nathan Fillion.
All right, you're talking about. I just didn't know.
Yeah. Well, if I basically look at movies that he's been in, he's been in Marvel's Spider-Man. That's a video game, not a movie. He was apparently a voice actor. He also does a lot of voice acting, by the way. Deadpool.
Go ahead.
He was in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Who the fuck was he in that?
No idea, but apparently, no, he was a voice actor voice actor.
Okay.
Apparently, he does a lot of voice acting. So that's probably why you necessarily don't see him, no? Yeah. But he's in a lot of things.
He's literally the best Green Lantern I've seen on screen. Could you agree with that?
Well, he is definitely okay. That's a discussion we could get into. I love his Green Lantern. He's Guy Gardner. Everybody, that's the thing, is he was a fan cast, because for a very long time among superhero fans, everybody wanted him to be cast as Guy Gardner, because if you know that Green Lantern, I mean, I have a lot of people I talk with complain about his Green Lantern because it's not Hal Jordan, no? Yeah. And stupid argument, because Green Lantern was never focused around one Green Lantern.
Right.
And there was never only one Green Lantern. There are at the same time about 6,000 or 7,000.
Right. So it's kind of it's a moot point of an argument.
Yeah.
You know?
It is. However, I mean, we could go on. I could go on for a very long time only listing Green Lanterns, but let's stop that.
Okay.
However, yes, I do. He was brilliant as Guy Gardner. And the fan casting that people wanted him as Guy Gardner was perfect, because specifically the type of character he plays in his movies. Yeah. That's why people wanted him, because if you look even at this movie, if you look at the character he's playing in this movie, it's like that is absolutely Guy Gardner.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah,
he is the most sarcastic. Like, he plays things to where it's just almost all tongue in cheek, the way that he is.
Yeah.
Including this character. He is the most sarcastic, almost ignorant kind of guy. But you have to love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. The lovable asshole, you could call him. No? But when it comes to Best Green Lantern, up until now, because we do not know how the Green Lantern show is going to turn out.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think his portrayal in the new Superman movie, and then specifically, and this is one that a lot of people miss, his portrayal of the Green Lantern in
Peacemaker.
Fucking hilarious. The guy is he's comedy gold. I love him. He's great.
It is.
When I realized it was him in this movie, I was like, oh shit, okay, that's him. Cool.
And and it's also confirmed that he's also going to be in the Green Lantern show.
Good.
Obviously.
Good. That would be stupid if not. Yeah.
Of course they're going to bring him in. I mean, the point is the Lantern show now is going to bring in what everybody knows as the main Green Lantern.
Okay.
No? Because they're going to bring in Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are the main characters.
Okay.
No? And those are like the most popular Green Lantern. Hal Jordan is the one everybody knows as Green Lantern. He is the most prominent one, you can say. And after them comes Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Those are like the three most popular Green Lanterns, and then after them comes everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, fucking fantastic actor. I'm glad that they pulled him for the Green Lantern part because he did it so well. And in this movie, I said we hadn't talked about him enough, and that's probably because for the opening of this movie, he really doesn't have a whole lot of scenes. It's just kind of here and there with him.
Yeah.
He's the main police chief, right? He's in charge of everybody. And he kind of haphazardly does his job. Like he's just kind of there going. It's like being a cop by numbers. He's just kind of playing along. So this now what is happening causes him to have to start being like an actual sheriff of this town. And
because nothing in this town actually happened.
No.
That's probably why.
It is a tired little sleepy town where nothing happens. So when this happens, it turns his whole world upside down.
Yeah.
And he also has a huge crush on Starlet, right?
Yeah.
Because
that's obviously through their discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't go into it until a little bit later, but those two were like had a crush on each other for the longest time, and then she ended up marrying this other guy. So there's a lot of jokes that his police partners joke on him about the fact that he still likes her, and he comes back with like really funny like answers to that. Like somebody pokes fun at him one time about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's right, man. I had something I wanted to tell you." "Oh, that's right. Go fuck yourself." He does stuff like that this entire movie, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's Nathan Fillion at his best.
Yes,
you can say. No, yeah. However, now cuts to Starla coming home from the square dance party. Yeah. She first knows that the lights are all off or whatever until she's jump scared by Grant. No. And now he's looking totally fucking weird because in the beginning you can only see like red dots on his neck that was hinting towards a certain metamorphosis. No? But now it's taking full hold. You can see like his face totally swelling up, him talking totally weird.
It looks exactly like he's been stung by a bunch of bees.
Exactly right. That's exactly. And she's looking at him like, "Oh, what the fuck is wrong with you?" She's shocked by this to see her husband in this state, no?
Right.
And he basically gives her a lame excuse, is like, "Yeah, I got stung by a bee, and I was at the doctor, and he gave me something. He says it's all gonna be okay." And she's like, "Yeah, okay, fine if you say so."
Yeah.
It cuts back to the next, and he cuts back to the next morning, no? And she's on the phone, calling the doctor because Grant told her that he was at the doctor, no?
Right.
And saying like, this also might be a few days, I'm not sure, but I think it was probably like the next morning or whatever,
it's probably the next day.
Yeah, because Starla is now on the phone with the doctor, and they're like, "Hey, I think how is it up with Grant? Because he seems to be getting worse, and I think you might have to see him again." This is where the doctor tells her that she hasn't seen her husband for a year.
Yeah.
Okay, now she knows
something's up. Yeah,
what's going on. Yeah, now she knows something is up. Now it jumps back to the evening again.
Yeah.
Because you see Grant now putting this dead, rotten meat he gathered from probably all these poor pets he killed.
Yeah.
Putting it in the bag and is running off into the woods. Then all of a sudden he stops and just takes off his glasses and throws them away. No, noticing now that he doesn't need glasses.
Doesn't need glasses anymore. Yeah.
Because the parasite now has is now fully taking over him.
Yeah.
So even though his consciousness is still there, you can see the way he's acting now that the parasite is just taking him over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he's kind of him and the parasite are kind of mixing into one being.
Yeah,
I would say,
they've kind of become one because
yeah, yeah.
he
That
retains most of his feelings and stuff, but
Yeah. Yeah,
driven.
he retains his feelings, his consciousness, but he's controlled by the creature. Just like it's kind of more a thing that the creature he's becoming one with it, just like
Right,
we just
right,
said.
right.
No, he is running off in the woods into this barn, not where you can see he tied up the girl he impregnated.
Yeah.
Huh? And she's like, "Oh, I'm so hungry. It's so painful or whatever." Nah,
Yeah.
he comes walking in with these trash bags, pulling him right behind and is like, and just be quiet, just shut up and blah blah blah.
I
Here, I
love the
brought some
way
snacks.
he does
Yeah,
this because this is pure Michael Rooker. Like he comes in with the bags of
yeah,
meat and he's like, "Hey, darling, I know you're starving. I'm gonna put the stuff on the ground. Go ahead and treat yourself, darling. Treat yourself." Like he's
yeah,
still himself, you know what I mean? But he's got
yeah,
that like southern charm while he's
yeah,
dumping bags of rotten meat on the ground for this girl to eat.
yeah, yeah.
It's a brilliant scene. I love it. Of
That
course, she
is
starts
how.
eating it because she's starving.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but she's also. I mean, this is kind of the thing where I do actually pity this girl.
Oh yeah,
Because because it's like, God damn it. This I mean, the issue is the people this creature impregnates, they're still there with their consciousness,
yeah.
but this hunger they get because they have to feed for the parasites that they're impregnated with is so painful to them that it just override they know what they're doing, they
Yes.
know how gross it is, but they can't stop.
Right. It's the
Huh?
ravenous
What
kind of hunger, yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. They
And they'll
also
eat
pretty bad.
anything too. We'll see that
Yeah,
throughout
yeah,
this movie too. Like, if they're
exactly. They'll eat
starving, they'll
anything.
just eat whatever's in front of them.
Yeah. Good. He starts eating everything. Then it cuts back now to Starla taking out the garbage, and Bill comes up with his partner, asking her if she knows where her husband is.
Yeah.
Because the girl went missing, and they know that he was the last person who saw her. And of course, now he's a suspect in their investigation. She says, "No, I have no idea where he is." Basically, and Bill gives her his number. If you see him, call me.
Um,
What?
so when the cops tell her this, she acts like she doesn't know anything strange is going on, even though she does.
Yes.
And she's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I'll
yeah,
give you a call if he comes back." She immediately goes back inside, and the door to the basement that's locked, she's
yeah,
very suspicious now. So she grabs a baseball bat, breaks the lock, and goes down into the basement. And this is the scene that is probably going to trigger a bunch of people. So, like, just a warning. She goes in the basement, and
yeah,
there's all these mutilated animals everywhere. Dogs,
yeah. That's.
cats.
I think maybe my mind jumped this
I
scene
know
for a
it's a
reason.
rough scene. It's
Yeah,
a rough scene, but
yeah, yeah,
this is kind of what leads you to understand what's been going on. The entire basement is just full of animal carcasses that he's been eating.
yeah,
And this is where she knows now something is really fucked up. So
yeah,
then she goes upstairs and gets right back on the phone with the cop that was just there.
yeah,
And that's where she looks outside and notices that Grant is watching her while she's on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just basically also at this point laying out this alien scream, showing that he's not human
Not
anymore.
human, yeah.
He
Gigs
comes
up.
in, he comes in and attacks her. You can see it. He doesn't even look at him. He has like this thing coming out of his head, and he attacks her in the apartment. His alien cock starts shooting out.
Yes.
Huh?
This whole scene is
And-
is comedy gold, by the way. I
yeah,
love this.
yeah, yeah. Then he pulls her around, grabs her, and his arm now basically turns into a snake and wraps itself around her neck.
Yeah.
Then the cops all start come running in, and they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah,
Huh?
it's great because he's like
Yeah.
this tentacle monster man. Like the
Yeah,
one arm is really floppy and big and looks like a tentacle, and he's got another
yeah,
one coming out of his back. And as the cops run in, he drops her and runs off, and his arm is just slapping stuff on the way out because it's this big
yeah,
long tentacle. And so they don't know what to call him because they have to use a name for him throughout
yeah.
the rest of the movie when they're trying to figure out where he is, and they're like, Squid Man.
Squid Man. Yeah,
How?
they call him Squid Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how Grant just runs out the door, and it's funny because the cops they don't even shoot at him because they just see this and they're all just standing there like they have no idea what the fuck they're supposed to do.
Yeah. What would you
Because
do? I'd be like, what the
I don't know.
fuck?
I don't know.
What was that?
I mean, it's a natural reaction
Yeah.
because it's just the look on their faces, just like
Yeah.
okay.
I wouldn't know what to do. Like at this point,
Yeah.
I would definitely be thinking that this has something to do with aliens. You know, like
Probably.
would
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
be.
Yeah. However, it cuts. Then it shows a scene 3 days later.
Yeah.
Nah, and you see like Bill coming into the police station, and the mayor is in there being a total fucking douchebag, wobbling the biggest shit. Like nothing helpful, just talking about, yeah, we have to get this guy and he's gonna kill people and blah and Bill's like, yeah, no shit. I mean, it's like, where is he gonna hide? He looks like a fucking squid monster. Nah.
Like he says something like, "You need to check the local lake because isn't that where squids go? They go in the water. Check the local lake. Drain that motherfucker." And then he's like, "You motherfuckers are going to cost me the election just because of this shit." And like he goes off in this long monologue of this
Yeah.
southern redneck bullshit that is just so funny, dude. Like I laugh my ass off at this scene just because of this guy's lines. And
Yeah.
one of the guys in the police station has this like stuffed toy squid. And they're like, he's like, now see, look at this. You got a damn squid on your like the squid on your computer. What the fuck is this doing here? You guys are not being professional. And one of the cops like, well, hey, I put that there as one of those like, drawings that we can show to people about how he looks so that everybody can look for him. So fucking stupid, dude. And to top that off, they have like this fucking map on the wall that they've created, right? And the map
Yeah.
shows the places where farm animals have gone missing. And at each location where there's an animal that's gone missing, they've got a little
They put a
magnet,
squid.
like a magnet squid on each one of the spots. It just pisses the mayor off the whole time that they're not taking it seriously too. It's just a great scene.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
totally
but this is
James Gunn.
also, I mean, it's also their biggest mistake because if they seen what they seen, nah, the first logical reason for cops would to be call FBI, CIA, disease control, military, nah,
Right.
because I mean any normal police. I mean, of course, it's plot armor because the story is supposed to happen, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just like
tough to say though, because these little communities in the South, if something
yeah,
like this happened, they would try to keep it to themselves as long as possible. Because if that gets out, it puts a name, like a bad name on their town, and then that town is
yeah.
blackballed forever. So they're trying to deal with it internally as best they can without having to call somebody else. And that's standard procedure, unfortunately, in the United States, especially in the South.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. However, just like you brought it up, and then they basically just set up a plan. And because before that, there was a scene where they saw a dog mutilated.
Yeah.
No. And this is also where Bush said, "Okay, we have to call in reinforcements." Bill knew that. Who do they call in? Two random guys.
Yeah.
From the
Their
town.
reinforcements
Yeah,
are just local militia,
yeah.
dude. They're like guys that are just dying to get a gun in their hand. Like the
Yeah.
guys that hide in the woods in camouflage thinking the government's going to take over. Those are the two guys that they call in.
Yeah.
Fucking two
However,
redneck.
okay. Yeah. Just two normal redneck
Yeah.
dudes. No, however, then they all get up with their plan and now they're going out to these different locations, waiting for Grant. Actually, they have one farm they set up where they think that he's gonna strike next.
Yep.
No? And now they put up as a stakeout, I think that's what it's called
Yeah,
in English.
a stakeout. Yeah, they do a stakeout.
What a stakeout. So then they're just waiting out in the woods. It gets dark, and until it's nighttime, and now just waiting for a Squid Man to pop up.
Important thing, Starla has gone with them because she's convinced them that the only way they're going to get the girl that he's supposedly kidnapped, the only way they're going to get her back is if they bring him back alive. And she says, the
Yeah.
only way you're going to
Yeah.
bring him back alive is if I go with you because he cares about me. So there's
Yeah.
this big argument about, no, you can't go with me. And then eventually she just gets in the car and goes with him. So she's out there with him on
Mm,
the stakeout.
no, not really. Not really, because Bill looks over to the other cop and and when she says that, and the other cop is like, well, yeah, she has a point. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I
But
mean, he's like, she has a
he
point.
was arguing, trying to not have her go with because he cares
Yeah.
about her and he thinks that she's going to
Yeah.
get killed, you know? Yeah.
Obviously, but yeah, obviously, and it's also, I think, standard procedure in situation like this for cops not to take civilians
That's
with
right.
them.
You can't.
But yeah, yeah, but however, it's a redneck community, and
Yeah.
obviously
We just won't
these
kill
guys,
anybody.
yeah. However, she gets in the car, and so they're basically now at this stakeout, waiting for shit to go down. And they're talking, like you have like this short vibe going on between Starla and Bill that has been hinted towards previously in the movie, that these two have always had a crush on each other, but
Yeah.
nothing really happened because reasons. Yeah, probably because they're both were kind of whatever. I mean,
Well, I mean, they were really young because the
yeah,
instance that they're talking about here, she was like 13 and he was 12. And she came to his house and said, hey, I'm running away to California and I need a
yeah, yeah,
bodyguard. So you got to
yeah,
come with
yeah,
me. He turned her into the police because she was going to run away. And that was the end of that whole thing. But the whole reason she
yeah,
came to him as a bodyguard is because she had a crush on him and he had a crush on her. They didn't get
yeah,
married or together because she immediately married Michael Rooker's character because her family was not good and she had no money and didn't know what else to do. And that was said at the beginning of the movie.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's why. But yeah. Yeah. They get a
yeah.
crush on each other. That's the only thing we need to know.
Yeah, well, they're out this holding out this stakeout until now Grant shows up, or let's just call him from this point out. Let's call him Squid Man.
Squid Man, yes. And
Yeah, yeah.
the special effects makeup here is top notch.
Absolutely, it is really good, really
Top
good.
notch stuff.
Yeah,
Very believable non B movie makeup. This is very, very well done.
yes, yeah.
I
You,
love
you
this
can clearly
thing.
see that a lot of the budget specifically probably went into Squid Man's costume. Huh?
Yes. Yes.
A lot of it you can say is CGI as well. No,
Tasteful CGI.
but
But yes.
what good, good,
And
good,
it's also funny
well
because he
done
looks
CGI. Yeah,
ridiculous. He's got like
yeah. He
two
did.
fucking tentacles hanging out of his head that are just flapping around
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can see like they see him come up towards this cow, and they all have no fucking idea what to do. The two rednecks are just really crouching underneath the fence, hoping that he doesn't see them.
Right.
No, they basically watch him mutilate the cow, grab it, and then take off. No, while it takes off, Starla just gets up and starts running towards him.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody else follows her because she doesn't have a weapon. No,
Right.
she says something to Grant. He turns around, looks at her, and she's now talking to him, trying to convince him to come with them because one of the cops said a funny thing. They're like, well, the way he looks now, handcuffs aren't going to do us much good.
Like we can't even put handcuffs on that motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a
Yeah,
good
okay.
question too. How the fuck would you arrest something like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. I mean,
Yeah.
this is at this point is obviously you're gonna have to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is at latest the point where we have to call the FBI or CIA or something.
Yeah.
Or just
You'd
kill
have
him.
to do something. And honestly, but they knew that they had him at this point, and to not do something and lose him again would be really stupid. But
Yeah,
before
true.
they're able to get a plan together to stop him, one of the redneck guys runs out in front of him with a pistol and points it at him and gets all heroic. He's like, now, boy, you can come with us right now and make this easy, or you can make this hard. And mid sentence, this thing's tentacle just lashes out. In a split second, you don't barely see it, but it goes like a whip, right? And it goes straight through this guy and splits him in half, just straight down the middle.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a fucking sick, gross scene, but it's cool as fuck. Now you know this thing is super dangerous.
yeah. So whatever it is, stay away from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because whatever these claws are, they're razor sharp if they can go through an entire human body that quick.
Yeah.
Then okay, or they open fire and just shoot at him, obviously.
Yeah.
However, but Squid Man manages to
Slither away.
squither away.
Yeah.
No?
He's just gone.
They chase Yeah. They chase him now through the woods. Looking for one of them sees him, like kind of squidding through a pond or river or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh no, there he is. So then they're now just following him through the woods until they come up to the barn.
Yeah, this is that
Yeah?
scene. Yeah.
This is
This
scene,
is that
exactly. They
scene.
come up to the barn, expecting him to be in there. Then they open up the barn and they see I think I'm not sure if it's Brenda. I'm just calling her Brenda now. I'm not sure if that's the right character, but I'm calling her that.
Let's call her Brenda
Brenda-
Balloon.
Brenda. Brenda Balloon is fitting, absolutely. No?
This
They
scene
open
is
up the
so
barn
gross,
door.
man.
It is. It is. Definitely super
Yeah.
gross. They open up the barn, and then you see Brenda Balloon.
Yes.
And we gave her this name because she is a balloon now at this point with a head sticking out.
She
of it.
looks
No?
like a goddamn tick that drank way too much blood. And it's like this gigantic thing with a little tiny head, just like a tick.
Yeah.
And it looks
exactly.
disgusting.
That's perfect. That's a perfect example.
Yeah, it's like
no?
a fucking
Yeah.
tick. It's disgusting. This whole scene is disgusting. She's begging them, like she's still got full consciousness, like you said before. So these people that he impregnates know what's going on around them. They're of sound mind, but they're ravenously starving. They're starving to death. And so these cops bust in. They immediately realize who she is because her face is still there.
Yeah.
And they say, Brenda, what's going on? She's like, well, I don't know what to tell you other than I'm so hungry. Feed
Now-
me. She's like, there's a, could you hand me that little piece of possum down there and feed me? Cause I'm so like, there's dead animal carcasses everywhere. This scene is fucking nasty, dude.
It is.
It's nasty as shit.
You forgot the funny. You forgot the funniest scene
What?
when she comes in the door. When they open the door, and they first see her. She's like, "I don't feel that good," and you see Nathan Fillion pointing the gun at her. Like you can see the first thing he wants to say is, "No shit," but he doesn't. But he doesn't. You can see it. Look at his face. That's what he wants to say. But
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should get you to a hospital." And then the other guy, the older guy, is like, "What the fuck are they going to do?"
Like they're not gonna be able to do anything with her. And then he's trying to be nice because you get the idea that these people grew up in the same town, so everybody knows each other. So he kind of steps up in front of her and he's like, hey, Brenda, what's going on here? Like he doesn't know what to say to her. Like this is a really super awkward scene.
Nobody would know what to say.
No, and I wouldn't either. I would have called the FBI before this scene even came along. But she's so full at this point that she's splitting at the seams. Like and that's exactly what we get. She just fucking explodes.
She pops basically.
Yes.
You can see her skin rip open. She pops, and all of a sudden, all of these now matured parasites start shooting out.
Yes.
And they're all instant. And everybody's like, okay, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
No? Of the people directly, one of these parasites just go into the mouth until half of them. No?
Yeah, they're like giant slugs is a good way to explain them. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Giant slugs. Exactly. That's great. No?
And it's like a wave of them. Just this wave of slugs, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, Nathan, the just like you say, this wave of slug. Exactly. I mean, Bill notices what's happening, that they're trying to get into their mouths, and he instantly just screams, cover your mouths, don't let them get in. Not sure what's going to happen, just instantly sees it's probably not going to be anything good.
Right.
He covers his mouth and the mouth of Starla.
Mm-hmm.
And the other female cop, she also covers her mouth. Yeah. So those three make it out because none of the slugs get into their mouths, while all of the other people in that room, they instantly get infected.
Except for the mayor. The mayor's also okay.
Because he's outside puking.
Yeah, he's
the entire
outside
time.
throwing up. But everybody, those 1, 2, 3, 4 people cover their mouths. Everybody else
Yep.
gets a slug inside of them. When the wave of slugs is gone, the mayor is standing outside with like crazy hair, and he's like, "What in the fucking hell was that? What type of fucking creature wants you to eat it?" Which is true. It's a crazy thing, right? Like, why would these
Yeah.
things try to get into your mouth? But everybody else that got one in their mouth seems dead, but they're not dead. They're just laying down on
Yeah.
the ground, right?
Yeah. I mean, they even checked their pulses after that and said, no, they're not dead. They
Yeah,
just
they're alive. Yeah.
their bodies are alive.
Right.
Yeah. But however, at this point, these slugs this is the thing where I see like where there is no real connection to the xenomorphs because after this point, these creatures don't have any other life stages. They are basically these slugs that take over the hosts.
Yeah.
They go inside their brain, eat up the brain, and take over the host. That's what I'm going to assume now. But once somebody is infected, they automatically become a part of Man's hive mind.
Yeah.
So, like, you can stay like to the point of the degree that all of these creatures now are just an extension of Squidman.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
less.
It's, a hive mind. It's
So
basically the Borg, but much nastier.
that is actually a
Yes.
perfect description.
It is
Yeah.
Star Trek's the Borg, but much nastier. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
no?
also, there's a little bit of zombie here too.
That is true. That is true. They're very zombie-like. These creatures, once they're infected, they are very zombie-like.
Yeah.
No?
They walk around
yeah.
like zombies. They hold their arms out when they're coming after you, but they are a hive mind of one guy. So technically, they're not zombies.
Yeah, that was definitely intentional by James Gunn to make them zombie.
He's a zombie fan, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then it cuts now towards the town. You have like all these slugs running towards this house, no? Where you see like this one teenage girl that was shortly shown during the day before this shit went down. This like one family, no?
Yeah.
This girl is now in the bathtub, no, taking a bath.
It's the Nightmare on Elm Street scene from the first movie. Redone
Exactly.
with the slug, yes.
Yes, exactly. Instead of Freddy's hands coming up, it's one of these slugs swimming towards her like a sperm.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I thought. I was like, I wonder if anybody else gets that reference. That's exactly what it was, because it's a naked teenage girl in the tub. You can't see anything. But the slug sneaks through the window, climbs up on the bathtub, ends up in the water, and slowly starts swimming towards her, where her legs are open like this. And immediately I thought of one, a sperm, and two, of the bathtub scene from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1.
Yeah. However,
great film references.
Yeah. Great film reference, definitely. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Then of course this slug, notice that tries to get out, but the slug gets into her mouth.
Yeah.
But before it fully gets in, she grabs it with her fingernails.
Mhm.
Now that's why, because these things are slimy, because she has long nails.
Yeah.
Because she could put them into the slug, managed to pull it out. But this is like she really has to lose a lot of force because she's struggling now to prevent this slug from getting in to her mouth. While that, she is shortly connected to the hive mind of Squid.
Very cool scene. Yes.
Cool scene. You see specifically what this alien creature does, what it did to another planet, how it totally wiped out an entire other species on this planet, destroyed the entire planet or whatever. Nah. Then it cuts back to Grant, and she's basically now shortly connected with all of these memories. Nah. What makes her in this situation from this point on a valuable asset to the group?
Yes, very valuable.
Because
she can tell them everything they need to know about this creature from here on out.
Exactly.
So I love that they did this. I loved that they did this because they didn't have to do this to progress the story, but the fact that this was the way that they showed you what this creature did to other planets and what it did to other organisms. That entire sequence is so cool that it fits right into a very serious type of film. But the fact that this is a comedy horror, like the fact that they were able to do that worked so well. It's brilliant.
It does.
I love it.
But this is also what I just love specifically about this character, nah? It's like it's brilliantly done how she knows everything she knows, because from this point on, she is the plot device that is explaining to the viewers what this thing is.
Right.
Nah?
Yeah.
But usually a way a lot of these things is done is with stupid sarcasm or treating the viewers as if they're stupid
Yeah.
or making no logical sense how the people know this. This is different because she was shortly connected to the hive mind, so she has the genetic memories of this thing.
Right.
So she can literally say everything from what actually makes it also helps her, I think, get out of the situation she's in.
Yes.
Because she understands how these things work. But while she is from this point on not unprepared.
Right.
Because she understands this creature now.
And so
However,
what you get from movies that don't do it this way is you get a villain monologuing his entire story at the end of a movie right when the point's about to change between the good guy and the bad guy. Right when one of
Yeah.
them is about to win. So if you do
Yeah.
it this way, which is the smart way, you don't have a villain stopping everything and monologuing for 10 minutes in a movie. So
Yeah.
this is brilliant. And I love that he did that.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. I think this girl is also one of my favorite characters.
She is. She's cool.
Besides Bill.
Yeah.
However, she immediately gets out, wants to alarm her parents and her family, but they've already been hit by the slugs,
Right.
what she sees. She sees these slugs everywhere, first trying to get into the room of her sisters, manages to get in, but sees that, the slug got her sisters, her entire family has been affected.
They've
by
all
these
been
things.
hit by the slugs. Yeah.
Yeah. She runs out, climbs out the window because that's like the only safe pass she sees. Sees all these slugs coming towards her from all directions, jumps off the roof, and then runs towards a car and locks herself in the car because that's like the only safe place you can get now because these slugs can't get into the car.
I felt like this scene right here, Mike, and you might like this, but I felt like this was a throwback reference to The Howling here with her in the car and all the shadows of the creatures on the outside of the car trying to get in.
Yeah.
I actually checked it because I thought maybe that's what he's doing. But if you go back and you watch that scene from The Howling, it is shot for shot exactly. So he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
brilliant. We noticed, James Gunn. We noticed. I love it when directors take something from other movies and then put it into their movie to kind of like throw back. I just thought that was cool. I'm not really sure any other horror fan would have picked up on that.
But you can, but seen with the Marvel movies, you can overdo that too.
What do you mean?
Basically, all the Marvel movies are cameos, cameo marathons.
Oh, cameo.
Oh, cameo
Cameo is the word you're looking for. Is that how you say it in German? Is that how you say it in German? Cameo?
Cameo, yeah.
I've never had to say it in German, so I didn't know.
Ja,
it's cameo in English.
Ostereier, ne?
Yeah, Ostereier.
Ne? Ostereier oder halt Cameo, glaube ich. Ne?
Cameo.
So I was pronouncing, I think it was cameo. Okay, I was pronouncing it in German. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll eventually do an episode in German. There are a few German bands or people from German bands I'd like to get on here, and some of them do not speak English. So we'll be doing some German episodes here. Maybe the Americans and English speakers will listen to it, or they might shut it off after 5 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, so this girl is in her car, and she's watching the slugs come from outside on top of the car.
But cuts back to the barn, where they laid up all of the bodies outside the barn because they assume that they're dead. And then they're like, okay, what are we going to do now? All of those slugs went out. What if they find other people and blah, blah, blah. Nathan goes out to basically warn the other counties or basically do cop shit. And there he comes across a deer that gets infected by one of those things. You see that scene specifically?
No, that's what it was. So I remember he calls back to the station because he wants the female that works there to get on comms with the CDC. And of course, she has no idea what's going on. And she's like, yeah, okay, I'll call the CDC.
What do you see after she hangs up the phone? You see blood dripping off the ceiling and then all the slugs coming in.
Right.
Then it cuts back to the barn again. Now, while I think Miss Grant or Elizabeth Elizabeth Banks. They're talking about what to do until one of the people that they assume was dead now stands up and starts talking to her like, "Oh, hey baby, I thought you betrayed me," or something like that. Where she's like absolutely confused because this is like
It's in her
stuff
husband's
only
voice.
her husband knew. Then shortly after that, another one of them started to get up and basically say the same thing, and another one. So basically, this is like one argument being done by multiple people. When one guy stops speaking, the other person takes it, and when that person stops speaking, the other one continues what it was being said. But this is
Right.
all happening as if it's being said by one person because they're now a hive mind.
Hive mind. Yeah.
Yeah, because these people have been infected by the slugs
Uh-huh.
and they're kind of, let's say, more zombie-ish, I would say. We'll just call them body snatchers.
Body snatchers or the zombie version of the Borg.
Okay,
Zombie
zombie
Borg.
board.
Yeah.
Okay. However, once this happens, they all get up. Two or three of them start to grab the other cop and like meat. So obviously, they're either going to kill her or going to bring her to Squid Man so he can impregnate her with more slugs.
Right.
Of course, for Elizabeth, they leave her alone because her husband, Squidman, was her husband, and he still is attached
Cares
to her.
about her.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
He says, "No, leave us alone." And then the cop wants to shoot the one guy, and he spits out this shit at her that
It's like
causes
green acid, right?
well, it's not acid because it doesn't eat through her skin. It causes an allergic reaction.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, people say they spit with acid, but if you look how this stuff acts, it's not acid. It doesn't eat through her skin or everything. It causes everything to swell up like an extreme allergic reaction. And even later on, you see these things spit at glass or whatever,
And it doesn't melt through it. Yeah.
and it doesn't eat through it because I think this is just causes a kind of allergic reaction. However, Elizabeth instantly pulls up the shotgun, knowing that something's wrong. I think after the one when the one spits out his allergy spit at the one detective, she blows off his head with the shotgun, and you see one of the slug coming out. Then it cuts back to the girl where you're seeing where now she's in the car, the slugs are away, but her family have came out now. Yeah. And they're in like, "Oh, let us in, let us in." And you can see like it's super weird because they're all like still talking, but they're moving kind of like zombies.
It's very zombie-ish.
Yeah, it's very zombie-ish.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Get the fuck out of here," because she knows that they're not her family anymore. Also because she has the memories now of Squidman or the creature it was before
she
that.
can see what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When that happens, Nathan comes up to onto her property because he was, I guess, trying to find somebody or something. I don't know. He sees them, scream, says, "What the fuck are you doing?" They turn around, look at him. That gives the girl the opportunity. She opens up the door and instantly runs towards him.
That's
Of course,
right.
the cop.
Yeah.
Of course, a cop with a gun. No, obviously.
Yeah.
No?
Right.
I'm not sure if he shoots one of them or not, but however, he grabs her.
I can't remember. I think they just run away from her family. I don't think
they just run away, get in a car, and travel through the street. In the process of that, you see Elizabeth Banks with the mayor, running away from these creatures now because they're all trying to get them. They collect them, and then they take off. Because then they're just driving. You say, "What are we going to do now? We have to go somewhere." And then the mayor starts going on a rant because there's no Coke, the Coke he likes in it or whatever.
Dude, I fucking love this part. It's Mr. Pibb. Okay, so in the South,
no idea what it. When he brought that up, I have no idea what that is.
Mike, Mr. Pibb is delicious. It is wonderful, right? But all it is the Southern American knockoff of Dr. Pepper. Right? So it is Dr. Pepper with a different name, and Southerners drink the shit out of this stuff, right? And so he has a Mr. Pibb thing, and he told them to pack a cooler full of Mr. Pibb, and there's no Mr. Pibb in the cooler, right? So he's flipping the fuck out, and he goes on this long rant about why all this terrible shit is happening, and why during this terrible thing he does not have any Mr. Pibb. and it is the most out of place scene that is just strictly for humor, and it works really well. Like
It
this
does.
rant is
Yeah, yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. I mean, yeah. This is also Guy. Eventually, he gets what coming to him, but it's a fun character to laugh at. But you also I have very little pity with him
No, I don't.
because
He's a complete
I'm
asshole. This guy
he's
is
a
a
complete
total jerk.
asshole. He makes multiple racist, multiple homophobic comments. But of course,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a character
it's
that
supposed to be. Yeah,
you're supposed to point the finger at him and laugh.
yeah.
What works? However, then comes the scene because he calls Shelby. I think that's the girl that
I
he
think that's
was
her name. Yeah, Shelby,
supposed to get the GDC. And then
who
all of a
is still
sudden,
from The Office, by the way.
yeah, she says something on the phone and you see her face that she's now infected because she has blood on her mouth or whatever. I'm not entirely sure what she says, something on the lines of "Now we're going to get you." Right in that same moment, they get hit by another truck
Yep,
and land at one of those electric post things that you guys have in the States because
telephone
for
pole.
some reason you put your
Because
electric
we're so
lines up in
brilliant,
the
we put them above the street. Yes.
you put them above the street. Well, I mean, I never really questioned that when I was a kid, no, but because kids don't. But now, I mean, okay, I've been
I can
I
tell you the reason real quick.
yeah
It makes no sense that we still do this because you can bury telephone wires 3 feet deep and you're still fine. But when the telephone network started in the United States, we decided to put them on poles, and it started in the South, right? And so we put them on poles in the South because you can't bury things under the ground without hitting water. You're so close to sea level that you can't really bury wires as low as you'd want to keep people from getting shocked. So we said, okay, let's put them up on poles because if we put them up on poles, they'll just kill birds instead of people, right? So they put them up on poles. And even though now we have wires that we can bury 3 feet deep that won't shock people, we still haven't done that. So there's these
yeah.
ugly fucking
But
telephone poles
even
in
though
every state,
even
everywhere.
though it doesn't kill birds because you constantly see them sitting
Huh?
on, you can
What?
constantly see birds sitting on these electric lines or whatever because it doesn't
Well,
work.
no. So the problem is they're
Yeah,
fine
because
sitting on the wire until, for whatever reason, their wingtip or
yeah,
whatever touches metal because there's
yeah,
metal all over these poles. So
yeah,
if they're on the wire and then they touch metal, they're fried. And it
yeah.
happens to
But
squirrels all the time.
it has to because electricity has
Yeah,
to be
a
grounded
conductor.
to
Right.
work. So once it has
Mhm.
a connection to the earth, it'll cause it to be
Right.
electrified.
Right.
Yeah, so,
It
yeah,
happens all the time. We should be
yeah.
burying wires, but we have ugly telephone poles all over the United States.
Yeah. However, then you see, I'm not sure if I think it happens instantly. No, because you see all of these now the zombie board coming up, pulling out everybody from the car.
Yeah.
Nathan manages to get out with the girl,
Seatbelt.
with the teenage girl. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
call her let's just call her Tammy.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets out with Tammy, and Elizabeth and the mayor are dragged off by the zombie board.
Right.
Um, Nathan and Tammy manage to get out, no? And find shelter and hide. What we forgot is the scene specifically in the car where Tammy was telling the others everything about this creature. No,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
because
She goes on a
yeah,
long explanation because she's
yeah,
been
she
attached
goes.
to this system.
You get this is why it's brilliantly done because this thing is a hive mind, and she almost was connected to it. She managed to pull the slug out, no, but
Yeah.
still, that she had the memories in her mind
Yeah.
because she was almost became one of them. I think that is brilliantly how they done this in
Yeah,
this
we said it
one.
before. It's it's
Yeah,
it's one
yeah,
of the few times it's been done correctly in a movie without the main villain having to monologue at the end, you know?
yeah, yeah. However, Nathan and Tammy uh try to get towards the cop station. I'm not sure if they actually get there or not. However,
They
it
do.
comes
They
place
do
and
because that's where he gets the grenade. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they go and he gets grenade and weapons or everything. No, until I think Tammy is outside and he gets attacked by the deer that was infected by the slug. No,
Which I want to point this out because this is very James Gunn to do this. There was some foreshadowing about the grenade earlier in the movie. Like the first time these cops wanted to go out and like find Squidman, they were like,
yeah,
one of the cops was like, "Hey, we got that grenade that we confiscated from those guys who were using it to fish Do we want to take this with us? And he's like, nah, we're not going to need that. So the grenade comes back now because he's like, I need to get to the police station because there's weapons in there and a grenade that I need to use.
Yeah.
So he goes back to the police station and leaves her there. He says, hey, stay here, stay out of sight, don't get seen. I'll be back. So he goes to the police station to get more weapons and specifically that grenade. And you're thinking that this grenade is going to be the final thing that destroys everything.
But
right?
it's not. Yeah.
No. He goes back, grabs the grenade. We specifically see him grab the grenade, and he's like, yes. Right? And this is when he gets attacked by the zombie deer.
Yeah. They have a fight going on, the zombie fight, until Tammy starts running into the shop and saves him from the zombie deer. No?
Yes. Yes.
So this is also now they take off, obviously, because they want to find Squid Man. They're not sure where he is, but I think both Nathan and Tammy both looking for the most obvious place to look, and that's where Grant used to live. No, Squid Man. Huh?
Their house. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You see shortly before that the zombie Borg dragging Elizabeth back to their apartment and putting makeup on her and changing her clothes or whatever to make her look nice. While you see the mayor, wake up in the cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is equally gross and funny, because you see the mayor, like, what's happening until he turns off a light, and then he sees all the people that were impregnated by Squid Man and are now eating the thing. Until this one old lady starts screaming out, don't look at me. You don't know how it is to be this hungry and blah, blah, blah.
It's a great scene. She goes on this long tangent about, don't judge me. You don't know what it feels like to be this hungry or be infected by this shit. It's like this angry old woman that she has to now eat human flesh.
Yeah.
And she's angry that he's judging her for doing it, which I thought was fucking great.
Yeah. However, he manages to get out of the cellar and open up the door until Squid Man gets him with his alien cock, or his alien cocks.
Yeah.
And then he falls back down the floor and is impregnated. It takes a few minutes to get a hold of him, but he sees the others eating. You see that he's also getting hunger now. And then he just walks over to a guy and starts eating him.
It's the most reluctant zombie ever.
Yeah.
He really is, because you can see he's disgusted by it. Like, he's still got his mind, but he's infected, and he's like, he's got the arm in his hand, and he's like, fuck, and he starts eating it, and he's doing it like he's disgusted by it at the exact same time that he's doing it. It's just great acting on his part. Really well done and funny.
Yeah. And however, then you see Nathan and Tammy come up towards Squid Man's house, where they're talking about how they're going to get in there, whatever, because they know that Elizabeth's in there. And then you see a actually really gross scene. You see one of the people that is infected walking towards Squid Man, and you can see like he's basically his body is coming out of the windows now and everything, like the blob. You see one of the infected get butt naked and then just walk towards the blob and becoming one with him. Super gross, by the way, but it works considering what this creature is. No,
have you ever seen a horror movie called Society? So it's an 80s horror movie where exactly this happens. There's like this big gelatinous amount of human goo that everybody attaches itself to, and they become part of it. This scene right here was taken directly out of that movie.
Okay,
it even looks exactly the same. So this is his like homage to that film. Which if you haven't seen Society, go watch it. It is one of the funniest and grossest 80s horror movies ever.
I mean, what's great about this movie is it has a homage to so many movies. No?
Yeah.
That's what actually makes it brilliant. However, Elizabeth gets up, and walks through the apartment, everything is fine or whatever. So pretty much Squid Man left the most things in their apartment intact because he remembered her.
He wanted her to feel comfortable too.
Yeah, he had pictures of her hanged up everywhere.
Yeah.
And so she walks in and she sees then in the front room this Squid Man that is now one massive mass of himself.
Human biological mass, yes.
Just a huge biological mass.
Disgusting, dude.
And you can see the people's heads sticking out, and basically he's talking through their voices because they can still speak or whatever.
Yeah.
And he basically goes on this rant like, you betrayed me, till death us part, and that kind of a scene going on.
Yeah, he repeats what she said before. She said,
Yeah. Yeah.
when he was first infected, she was like, "Marriage is a sacred bond. I'm with you until the end, no matter what happens to you." He repeats that exact same thing back to her
Yeah.
through the people's mouths that are trapped in this thing. It's a fucking really off-putting
Yeah.
scene
Yeah. But she has a scissors behind her, going to walk
behind
up
the
because
back.
she's saying these things to him, trying to get him calmed down because she wants to stab him with it. I mean,
Right.
obviously, things she stabs him in the head, it'll kill him. Who knows at this point? Because who knows where his brain is? No.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, she manages to calm him down. Once that happens, she picks up the scissors and stabs him with it, and he hits her back with his tentacles. No,
Yeah. Smacks her across
this
the room. Yeah.
yeah, this moment super hilarious. Scene. Nathan comes jumping through the window, wants to throw the grenade at him. He gets it out of his hand. The grenade flies into the swimming pool and explodes.
Explodes underwater, and it's this little tiny explosion of water coming off the surface. So it's like the moment led up to him using this grenade, and it was just knocked out of his hand into the swimming pool and kind of fizzled on the top as it exploded. And you can see the
Yeah.
look on his face, like, "Fuck, fuck."
Fuck yeah. However, Nathan gets up, runs back into the front room, wants to, I think, shoot him or whatever until Squid Man gets him with his alien cocks. But
Yep,
only one of them
again,
goes into
the alien
only
cocks.
one of
Yeah,
only one of them goes into his stomach, and he manages to grab the other one and sticks it in a propane tank. I think it's probably propane.
yeah.
What
It's
they're
a propane tank that was rolling
propane
around.
tank.
So he
Yeah.
sticks the end of the cock
Yeah.
into the propane tank and turns it on, so
Yeah.
it's causing the propane to go in through the cock and into the body of this
Yeah.
gelatinous mass, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squid Man fills up with it. Then Nathan shoots at Squid Man, and that causes him more or less.
No, she does it. He tells her because she's got a shotgun
Oh,
near her,
yeah.
and he's like, "Shoot him, shoot him." So you kind of get like the Jaws
Right. Yeah.
scenario where she picks up the shotgun and finally shoots her husband, and the gelatinous mass explodes.
You can see basically what's happening at the end of Squid Man, but it's not the end of the story. You can see all the people
Right.
that were infected by him just drop dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they drop all on the floor. Now that Squid Man has been killed, pretty much everyone has also been killed. But one thing that happens that I forgot to mention was when he was running in with Tammy, a hilarious scene. The mayor comes up and is like, shoot me, shoot me. Nathan
Oh
Fillion,
yeah.
without hesitating, he's like, okay, boom.
Dude, he did nobody cared about that guy. That guy was like the biggest asshole of this film.
Yeah,
And that was funny because he's on the ground crawling. He's like, "Kill me." He's like, "Okay, boom." He never liked the guy.
yeah.
Anybody did.
That was hilarious. Just okay, boom.
I just think
However,
it sucks that everybody dies that was infected by this thing. You know what I mean? That's basically the whole
well,
town.
yeah, they could have done it differently, similar with the body snatchers. I think everybody returned to normal.
Yeah.
But considering what this creature does, it does not necessarily only takes the body, it morphs it, specifically because he with the body mass.
Yeah.
So I would say it makes more sense in this story to everybody just drop dead once
Yeah.
you're infected, because you can say at that point they're not really human anymore.
Right.
So
Right.
I would say you can clearly say these slugs that they do not necessarily only overtake the host's body. There happens some kind of biological genetic mutation to the point where
They
it
become
won't
what they're
function.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, where they're not human anymore. And
Yeah.
without the squid man, the queen bee, they're
Yeah.
not even capable of functioning anymore.
Right. Right.
So
So
because yeah,
he was everything. If he's gone, you're basically cutting off the head of the
snake.
monster. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So everything else dies. Um, I think it's when did the girl that was with him is in the house too? I just don't remember her getting in there.
No,
But
she doesn't get it.
she walks
She
out with him and
Yeah,
her and
she
all
she
three of them.
walks in after Squid Man explodes and everybody drops dead because they're still not sure what's going to happen to Nathan because he had one of the alien cocks in him.
Right.
I mean, but I would say, but she says like, no, both of them have to be in you for something to happen. So I can only make sure that the one tentacle injects people with something that prepares the host's DNA for the embryos, and then the
Right.
embryos, something like that. But even if right after infection, even if he was fully infected, the embryos would have died anyway, and would be
Yeah.
absorbed by his body because
Exactly.
so,
Right. There's no
so
hive mind for them to attach to anyway.
yeah. So
But
one way you can make the argument one way or another. He could have easily also been infected, but the fact that the infection just happened and Squidman instantly got killed, uh, there was no way of these parasites to actually procreate or grow inside of them or something like that. Yep. They just walk out of the house, are totally fucking destroyed by what happens, and you see them walking down the road with dead bodies around them everywhere. Yeah.
there's one funny line here at the end,
Yeah.
and it's something that we missed earlier when she saved him from the deer. She
Oh,
saved him from the deer, and when they got out of the police station, he's like, "Yeah, when I have to tell that story later, I'm gonna tell it differently and tell everybody I saved you from the deer." Right?
mhm.
And so they're walking out of the house, and he looks at the girl and he's like, "Hey, why don't you tell her that story about how I saved you from the deer?" So it's a nice little quip at the
Yeah.
end. Like this kind of
Yeah.
humor is very
Yeah.
typical of
Yeah.
James
Yeah.
Gunn. And I think that's what makes me appreciate this movie the most is that through all of this disgusting horror that this movie does, and it does it really well,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
this element of cheeky humor throughout the entire thing that keeps you laughing. And I think I remember watching this movie again, going back to it, I remembered one that it was disgusting, but two that it was hilarious.
Yeah. That's true.
It's,
Yeah.
it's very, very like Evil Dead 2 style humor.
Yeah.
And I wish that James Gunn would do more horror movies. I think
Well, who knows? Who
Brightburn,
knows?
Brightburn was great, but there wasn't a whole lot of humor in that movie.
Yeah, but it also wasn't made by him. He only produced it. No,
Ah,
he was
right,
the
right, right, right.
yeah. I mean, he was definitely involved in it, and he produced it. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I think it was his brother that directed it or wrote it or something. However,
Yeah,
he
it was his brother. Yeah,
yeah, he produced it. I mean, he has multiple brothers. He has the one that is also in all of his movies, but
yeah,
just like Michael Rook. Michael
yeah,
Rook and his brother are kind of like in all of his movies. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but Brightburn, I still say, I still fucking guarantee you, I guarantee you, it was Brightburn that got James Gunn his job as the boss of DC.
Oh, I guarantee you, because that
I fuck,
movie was
I
fantastic.
mean because even I remember when that movie came out, Brightburn. I remember that DC got pissed off of it. I remember
Well,
there were
there's a good reason for that, though. I mean, I'm not saying that DC is right in being upset about it,
yeah.
but he basically with Brightburn, and I think we talked about this when we did the episode. He kind of borrowed the story from DC and another character, right? And everybody
Well,
thought that Brightburn
that
was
is
about
that
that.
is that is a fan theory.
Yeah,
The fan theory was of Earth 3. That's
right.
that's a universe
Yeah,
where all superheroes are evil, are the bad guys, and all the bad guys are the superheroes. Justice League is created by the Joker and Lex Luthor, and on and on and on.
yeah,
And this version is not even called Superman; he's called Ultraman. Everybody
right.
knows that name now. In the new Superman movie, it's an evil clone. But in the
Yeah,
comics, it was Superman from a different universe. That, by the way, is stronger
yeah,
than the normal Superman we know. And his backstory is literally Brightburn.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
And
but
that's
he's
the
also
thing. I think that's why they got upset
that's because
because it is so similar to that story.
it is. I mean, not only similar, it's. I mean, to a certain degree, it is identical because what happens
By the
is
way, Mike, same actress, same actress. I just realized that the mom in that
exactly,
movie is the main character, female character. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Um, it is identical because I mean, Ultraman, his his original identity is also Clark Kent.
right.
But Clark Kent, in his teenage years, slaughters the Kents, and
Yeah,
he goes on to be a murderous, psychopath.
yeah. which basically The Boys, the show The Boys is not exactly original. That's also kind of a thing I have. Like, I think The Boys on Amazon, The Boys is good. I mean, I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I like it, but it is basically that storyline. It is stolen from DC, I would think,
Well,
because they formed their own Justice League of evil superheroes. I mean, you can argue it is basically taken from that.
yeah, the thing is, The Boys is a parody, so you
Yeah, it's
can't,
fair.
of course. I mean, The Boys, parodies both DC, and Marvel. And when it comes to power set and all that things, of course, Homelander is just evil Superman. He has a lot common with Ultraman, the Ultraman we all know. But yeah, how should I say it? I would not say the same, because the evil Justice League, known as the Crime Syndicate in the comics, is they never pretended to be superheroes.
That's
Never.
true. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's true.
they were flat out open on world domination straight up to begin with.
It's true. Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's difficult.
So that's the thing. It's hard to say anything's taken from anything else because it's a very easy thing to do to
Yeah.
write that story. You could just
Yeah.
say, "Oh, well, what if these guys were all really bad people?" You know? And I think that's what The Boys is. But uh, it's very hard to like that series because it's kind of like me and Mike talk offline about all this stuff, but there's not one likable character in that series. Not one.
That's true. That's true.
They're all
That's true.
shitheads. They're all assholes. They're all terrible people, including the people you're supposed to like.
Yeah.
So, The Boys is something different, but
I think it's amusing. It's entertaining.
yeah,
But it's also supposed to be totally off the wall and that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of stopped after season 4. I didn't even finish season 4 because it got boring to me.
I mean, I watched it all the way through season 5. I'm interested to see what happens next, but I don't know. It feels like it's kind of lost what it had.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
and
not
now
gonna shit all over it because it is well made,
it
but
is. I mean,
the
one
characters are highly unlikable, you know?
yeah, what I find quite interesting is that Captain America or Soldier Boy is getting a
Soldier
spin-off
Boy.
that's played by Dean Winchester.
Yeah.
The other what's interesting is they've done a hard marketing campaign on this. They have all 3 main actors from Supernatural being on the next
Yes, they do.
Boy season. I mean, what's his name? Jared Padalecki is going to be playing the equivalent of Thor.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have no
Yep.
idea who Misha Collins is going to play, but I mean that's kind of like okay. I mean the guy that makes the boys is the same guy who is the creator of Supernatural. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say I liked Gen Z. I think
Yeah.
that what it was called. I thought that show was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay.
I haven't seen season 2 yet though. And
I
I would
haven't
say
seen season 1.
for
I've
me,
seen little bits and pieces of it because you
yeah,
can't help but see little bits and pieces of it.
yeah,
It
yeah.
looked good from what I saw, so maybe I'll watch it.
But the thing is, the spinoff with Soldier Boy is, I would say, a show that interests me more. For me, The Boys, it got boring during season 3. Well, no. Season 3, I actually liked it with the Soldier Boy and all that kind of stuff. Season 4 got boring to me, and I was like, I was not really interested in how the story ends anymore. It just
Yeah.
got boring, in my opinion. So I stopped.
I
But I
get that.
still think Soldier Boy spinoff could be interesting. So I'm thinking
Except for that character is highly unlikable as well.
What? Yeah.
Soldier Boy is highly unlikable. That he's a racist, homophobic, yeah, he's a prick, man. Like I would
Yeah.
have a hard time just watching a show with him in it. Because I think you're supposed to hate him, you know?
Of course, just like Homelander.
Yeah. He's
I mean,
no worse or better than Homelander is. He's terrible.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so here's my thing, and I wanted to bring this up at the end. If James Gunn is capable of doing stuff like this, which I still say, if you have not seen this horror movie Slither, please go watch it. It's fucking brilliantly written. It's gross, and it's got a great
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
But this is the type of stuff, just like Brightburn, that James Gunn is capable of. Now that he is the head of DC, I'm interested to see what other horror aspects of DC he decides to visit.
Oh, that's already been
Because there
announced.
are quite a few.
It's already
right?
been announced, Matt.
What?
There's a DC horror movie coming out. It's also
What
on
is
our
it?
list.
What
Coming
is it?
out this year. Clayface.
No shit.
Of course.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
James Gunn announced it with his roadmap. The DC, they're going to
I
probably
don't pay
bring out.
attention to any of
They're
that shit, man.
they're probably going to bring out 2 DC movies and 1 series every year. That
Okay.
was James Gunn's original plan. In his first chapter called Gods and Monsters for the DC universe, it said James Gunn had a plan. He wanted every single movie to kind of have its own vibe and its own atmosphere, and to be a story that stands on its own. So all within the same universe, of course, of the new DC.
Okay.
But James Gunn said he does not want it to be like Marvel, where the people have to feel like they have to watch all of the movies. He
Well,
wants
thank
the
God.
stories. He wants all of them to be written in a way that every single movie is kind of feels like an entirely different, its own thing.
Yeah.
And that you do not have to see all of the other movies to understand what's happening. And because
Okay.
also James Gunn likes Superman, likes horror
Yeah.
movies, he's also decided to get to also lean into the horror aspect of DC. And the first DC horror movie is going to be Clayface.
That's gonna be nasty.
And it's supposed to come out the end of this year. It's on our list.
That's gonna be nasty. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
Dude, anything horror that James Gunn does, sign me up. Because he's brilliant.
Yeah, me too.
You can
Yeah.
say whatever the fuck you want about James Gunn, but you're not gonna have a bad time watching anything that he does. There's not one thing that this guy has done that I have disliked, and I really like
I
his
agree.
horrors.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I'm interested. When does
Yeah.
Clayface come out?
I have to check on our list. I think might be September. No, you look it up.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I have it. I have it definitely on our list whenever it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was of
So
course
stay tuned for that one.
Yeah.
What's our next movie?
I'm pretty. Our next
I always
movie.
do this at the end of every episode. I make Mike have to check our list, and he's like, "Fuck, I gotta pull up the list."
No, I'm pretty sure this time. Good thing is our next one is a werewolf movie. Well, we haven't done it in a while. No,
I
didn't
know.
even know.
For a little while, we were the werewolf podcast. You know,
Well, I mean, if you
like
consider all
every
episodes-
movie was a werewolf movie.
No, not really. We have like, I don't know, we already have like 54 episodes and maybe 4 or 5 of them are werewolf movies. So,
Yeah, okay, that's
I mean,
fair.
the first 2 episodes were werewolf movies. Then came to Howling, of course. Then, of course, American Werewolf in London. But I don't even know if you know the movie. It's called Howl.
Yeah, I know it. Yep, I've seen it.
That's
Yeah,
that
great
good.
movie.
It is
Love
good. It's a good werewolf movie, and that's
Yeah.
the next one we're doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. There was another movie I wanted to mention, and I don't know if we're ever going to get to it on the podcast, but we may have to try to fit it in because it was great. And I
Okay.
watched it on a whim. It showed up on Plex. I told you about it the other night. It's called Send Help, and it's by
Okay.
Sam Raimi.
Okay. Yeah.
It's his newest release in the theaters. Holy shit, Mike, that movie is hilarious. It is hilarious and gross.
Okay.
It fantastic. I watched it
Yeah.
2 nights ago. That is one for the books. So it's on Plex now. You should go watch it, but we should do that one coming up soon because there's a lot to talk about there.
Yeah. Okay. I say
It's
why
great.
not? Let's do it. Yeah.
It's great.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So if you haven't seen Send Help, go see that too. And yeah, you got anything else you want to say about this film?
No, not really. It's brilliant. It's one of the best horror comedies ever made.
Yep.
And just, I mean, just like you just said, sign me up for anything James Gunn does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just
Also,
love
if you,
I mean, a lot of people might hate him, but I just love this guy's work.
I just still don't understand why all the hate. I really don't.
Yeah.
Man. I don't get it. But if you like the type of horror comedy that is, Evil Dead 2, stuff
Yeah.
like that, where
Yeah.
it's a little bit slapstick, but also really disgusting. This is the one for you. Go watch
Yeah.
Slither, because
Mm.
there are not enough horror fans that have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and until then, next episode, I'm Matt.
I'm Mike.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time. Bye.
The blackest dies. The devil's side. Simply good.